Hey, what up? Gonna get going here in just a moment. Just got to get the YouTube side of things taken care of. It is dual stream day. Get my game all launched up here. And there's an update. From what I saw, there was like 3 things in that update. That's fine. What up? Should be a relatively chill day today. Unfortunately, I have an unbelievable amount of work to do today, so I will not have a lot of time to stream. But we can make the best of it while we are here. Give me just a moment to get YouTube set up here, everybody. Give me just a bit. Okay. Oh, YouTube, I wish you were easier to stream through. But that's okay. Let me just get couple more things set up here, folks. I'm almost done. There we go. There we are. Okay. Looking better here. Let me get this set to public. Copy this over. And send it over to the Discord. There we go. Okay, I believe we're live. It's looking good here. Oop, gotta get rid of that. There we go. Now we're set. All right, YouTube is appropriately set up. Decent looking thumbnail. Kind of standard, but it'll work. You guys want to see the thumbnail? Twitch people, you want to see the thumbnail? Here's the thumbnail. Feel like that's pretty standard, you know. Took me like 3 minutes to throw together. Cool. Oh. I think I just accidentally deleted the actual file itself. Hold on. Come on back here. I need you back. I might need you for our thumbnail later. All right. What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be discussing some balanced things. What's the weekly raid? I don't know. I just got on. It's my first time getting on today. Crota. There you go. According to Arcrone, it's Crota. Howdy, howdy. Finally, discussion I can partake in. That's good. Hunter, Warlock, or Titan today, everybody? What are we feeling? What are we feeling today, everybody? What's the Nightfall? Y'all have Google. You can ask Google. There's like websites dedicated to this stuff. Stuck in the middle of nowhere, but still watching stream. That's the spirit. I see 1 for Warlock, 1 for Titan. Nerf PvP. Stop nerfing shit in PvE. I have a statistic for you, friend. I have a statistic for you. Hold on. Let me get my file pulled up here. Let's, out of curiosity. Hold on, I'm gonna single this person out because I want to talk to people who have dissenting ideas, not because I want to pick on them, but because I want to hear their thoughts. Okay, Anthony Wick. If you were to guesstimate what the percentage of usage rates for Prismatic is, what do you think that is? Like all Prismatic classes, what do you think that is? Oh Lord, statistics. Yes, statistics. I want to show some math. I want to show some science. I want to show some numbers. Anthony, what do you think that number is? And again, I'm not singling you out because I want to pick on you. I'm curious as to your thought process. All players. Not quite. It's pretty damn high, though. You got to think. There are 6 subclasses for every single class, right? 6 subclasses. Oddku is actually very close. Very close. Here, let me pull this up here for you. Look at this. Look at this. This is all subclasses across all activities, right? Prismatic, Hunter, Warlock, and Titan make up 70% of all classes. There are 6 classes. Let me rephrase that for you. 83% of all subclasses are getting used 30% of the time. Now, I know things are new, and they're fun, and they should be. But this seems a little much. Right? And I'm not advocating for this and for the sake of like, I don't want you to have fun. I'm just saying, I don't think you want this number to be that high. Even if you're a Prismatic simp, you don't want this number this high. Do you know why? Because this is how Bungie will balance the game. Bungie will balance the game around that 70%, or they're going to nerf you. One of the two. The preferred situation here is that they nerf you, because the rest of the game has to scale in order to keep up with Prismatic. The rest of the game has to get harder to keep up with Prismatic, right? So you get into this arms race of everything else. Is that making sense so far? What this means right now is that if you want to play any class, Prismatic being sort of, it's not like Stasis, right? This isn't like a Stasis situation, or a Strand even, right? This isn't a situation where it's like one subclass that has like a particular flavor is doing something. This is a jack of all trades being the master of all as well, right? This is multiple things being stacked up on top of each other. Effectively, right now, there is one subclass. Its name is Prismatic. I think that the game is generally better off when there's a lot of things that are viable. And that's not to say that the other classes are bad. It's to say that this is by far and away, statistically, the best. Hands down. No surprises. So, anyway, I want to talk about Prismatic. And I don't advocate for nerfs for the sake of ruining people's fun. And I frankly don't even necessarily want direct nerfs. I'm of the opinion that buffs are greater than nerfs. You know, buffs greater than sign nerfs. I would rather everything else be able to keep up. However, I don't think that's possible with Prismatic. Prismatic sits in a very interesting position where you can't do anything to it, like directly increase or influence its power, without hurting or buffing other places in the classes as well. See what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, even the objectively worse of the classes, the Titan class, it makes up both. It combined has more usage than the next 2 non-Prismatic classes. Dawnblade and Nightstalker come up to 14.5% with some change, right? Prismatic Titan 14.9%. Even the worst of the Prismatic classes are better than the next 2 non-Prismatic classes. I think that's a little silly. Maybe I'm the weirdo. What if all subclasses had the Transcendent Spar? That is exactly my thought, Arcrone. That is exactly my thought. If all classes had access to the Transcendent Spar, that would be a great way to adjust it. But I feel like keeping it on the Prismatic class is also fine and fair. Let's actually load in here. Where's this info from? This is light.gg. This is just like raw player usage stats. Here, let me pull up Prismatic here for you. There we go. Makes no lore sense, I guess. It does make lore sense. It does make lore sense. Yeah, it feels unfair that only Prismatic gets ability spam. It's here's the difficulty that Bungie faces. Here's the difficulty that Bungie faces. Let's just say, for argument's sake, okay? This isn't necessarily the case, but let's just say for argument's sake that Feed the Void on Prismatic Warlock was the thing that was overpowered, right? Let's just say this is the thing that ended up breaking Prismatic Warlock, right? It's not, but you know, let's pretend for a second. How do you nerf this? What do you do to this so that doesn't inadvertently end up hurting your Feed the Void over here? What do you do? Like, actually, what do you do? Like, this isn't like a rhetorical question. What the fuck do you do? How do you nerf that? How do you nerf that without hurting Voidwalker as well? Nerf it just for Prismatic? I mean, sure. I suppose that's fair. But that's not how things tend to work. Like, do you nerf, like, just the aspect over here? I feel like that breaks down in the parity. I feel like that would be a fine way to do it. Make it linger for slightly less time. Yeah, like, you start to get to the situation where, and like, I agree that that would be a way to fix it, where you split it up, right? You make Feed the Void, the Prismatic on Feed the Void, less effective than the one on Void, just normal Void. But then I feel like that not only is contrary to the entire lore thing that you've got going on here, but it also is awkward for players, right? It's awkward for players. Like, the text would have to be different. I feel like the icon would have to be updated too. That, like, it starts to break down in terms of understandability, right? You are adding more complexity for the sake of a nerf, right? I think that there is a way to adjust this. Lower the healing when not using void abilities, right? Alternatively, buff the void aspect that Prismatic doesn't have to make Voidwalker more appealing. I think that that's generally a better way to go about it. But I think there's more of a problem here. Make it work with only a good abilities on Prismatic. Prismatic needs to be buffed. Grenades don't do jack shit in PvP. Have you tried the fucking swarm grenades? Are you a hunter or a warlock or a titan? Because I'm curious as to where that opinion is coming from, downright Mike. I'm genuinely curious. Like, these grenades are all very serviceable. That's a very solid grenade, great grenade, very solid grenade. This one's probably the weakest, but, you know, fast cooldown, right? Are we talking about the actual prismatic, the prismatic grenade itself? Rotate aspects out each episode. Today's Devour, tomorrow's Child of the Old Gods. That's kind of interesting. That's an interesting thought, Freddy Bowie. I hadn't considered that. But I feel like that might be a little bit weird. Other than suspend, yeah. Okay. I don't think that these grenades are that bad. And I think that it's probably really good if they are ass in PvP. I think it's probably a really good thing. Because this is a second super. Transcendence is a second super. It's a small super. It's a lowercase s super. But it's a super. You know, you get damage resistance. You deal more damage. You have access to an ability you didn't have access to before. Breach Singularity does like 10 damage in PvP. It's a crowd control tool. It's not meant to be damage. It's like a dusk-filled grenade mixed with a suppression grenade, right? It's not meant to do that. Bro, we can't nerf this shit. My boyfriend is already pissed about how hard the game has gotten for him and how much bullshit kills him. Bro, it's hard enough to get him to play in the first place. Here's the thing, Gabriel. Here's the thing, Gabriel. That's Prismatic's fault. Well, not Prismatic directly, but that's because our power level is so insane. The game has to get harder. In order for the game to remain challenging, the game has to get harder. In other words, what you're experiencing is power creep. You're experiencing power creep in a PvE environment. The game is getting harder because we're stronger. It's a skill issue, I agree. I do agree that there's a skill issue there. But that, like, if that's the experience that you're having, that is just that's all of this here. I'm lost. What was the reason for nerfing? I'm a jack of all, master of none. Are you? When it comes to classes and only... Oh, there's a lot of chat happening here. Only that one feels weak as Titan, but fun. Are you, though? Like actually, though, like, are you? I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. I agree that you're meant to be the jack of all trades, master of none. But I think the you should stats strongly disagree with you. Right? Like, I'll bring this back up here. I think that this disagrees with you. There's going to be a honeymoon phase for these stats, right? There's going to be more players running around with this kind of stuff, sure. Yeah, no, I think the Prismatic is not just a jack of all. It's a jack of many, master of few. There's there's quite a lot in here that it is very, very, very good at. Yeah, Prismatic Hunter in PvP, that's a whole separate can of worms. We're not even addressing that from the PvP point of view. I'm addressing this from the high-level, top-down point of view. Like, from all activities, Prismatic is getting used in all of them. DK, why people are saying Prism Titan is bad. It's just that Titan in general is bad. Titan is always, like, as a good example, Biggie, to the point where we're talking about, Prismatic Titan is the least used Prismatic class, and it is the only representation of Titans along the top 10 list. Just buff the rest, obviously. Yeah, but we don't want. Here's what we don't want to do. Here's what we don't want to do. We don't want to introduce a system where, because one class is too strong, everything else has to rise to compete. That's how we get situations where, I talked about this the other day. Here, let me just pull them from collections here. Let me throw some stuff in the vault real quick. You can go away. I might use you. Your light leveling reasons. You can go away. I might use you. You can see that I'm also rocking the Borealis. We were doing some analysis on some bad weapons. Hold on. Hold on. I enjoy Prismatic Titan. Yeah. I do too. Let me give you an example. Well, here's what we do not want to happen.
In Lost, what was the reason for nerfing?
Oh, that's from earlier.
I'm a jack of all, master of none when it comes to classes, and the only one that feels weak is Titan, but fun.
Okay. This is the Mida multi-tool. This is meant to be an exotic. In other words, a representation of the peak of this sort of weapon. It's supposed to supply some type of niche, but it's supposed to be, in some capacity, always viable. I would argue that Mida multi-tool is generally considered to be more viable. But that's mostly because it is accessible. It's easy to acquire. Most people have this weapon. You know, it's been around since year 1. Stats are decent. Perks are whatever. And then we get stuff like this. This is Traxipos. This is a strictly better version of Mida. The only thing it lacks is radar. Stats are similar. Very similar. With the only things that are different being stats that you don't really care about. Things like reload speed and such. Right? By default, final blows grant class ability energy. That's just better. You have strand synergies. Precision instrument allows you to potentially 3-tap certain lower resil guardians. Not to mention it's just a damage perk. Moving target grants even more aim assist than what Mida would currently have, and you get even more movement speed while ADS than Mida would be able to provide. This is a strictly stronger version of Mida. Again, sans only the Mida radar, which isn't even that great. Like, that's not like a make or break for the weapon, right? This is an excellent example of power creep in action, right? What should have been sort of the pinnacle or representation of the pinnacle is now not. I love Mida. It's my most used gun by a mile. I am the Mida simp. But even I had to take a hard, stern look at this thing and go, yeah, you know what? You kind of suck. It also gets Zen Moment, which fixes the flinch Scout takes. Yeah, Midas Catalyst is no distractions, which, man, that feels really slow. Man, that feels really, really slow. So, what did we do to fix Mida? We make Mida more powerful. All the game gets more powerful. We kind of perpetuate the cycle. As much as I do think Mida deserves a buff, right? We're basically at an arms race between current power level and what used to be. A lot of the worst weapons in the game, if we come over to collections, a lot of the most terrible weapons in the game are on this page right here. This is the starting page right here for you. Year 1 stuff. All this stuff. That's not to say that there aren't bangers in here, like Ace of Spades has remained top 10 for a really long time, right? Come over to the energy weapons, we got things like Graviton Lance. We got Sunshot. Both have been used for a really long time. It's not to say that that all of these weapons are objectively bad, but tend to be the worst weapons are the earliest development, the earliest designs of these weapons. Balancing is ending some of the cream de la crew of buffing the trash junkies in the game. Are we allowed to suggest builds with super chats? Yes, you may suggest builds today. We're going to be doing a little bit of that because I would like some footage. I've got a video that I'm going to be discussing here in a little bit. But here's the thing. The big pill that I'm having a hard time figuring out a way to write in such a way to, you know, get the audience to swallow is to take a hard, stern look at Prismatic and go, you know what? This is probably a little too strong. This is probably a little too strong. Even if this is, like, lore-wise meant to be, like, the strongest class, even though it's the new thing and everyone wants to be fun, let's look at this from a different perspective. If you wanted to be the Golden Gun Hunters that you see, right? Yeah, you're a free-to-play player. You want to do all the fun Golden Gun Hunter things that you've seen all the funny YouTube videos do. You don't go to Golden Gun to do that. You don't go to Gunslinger to do that. You go to Prismatic. You want the best Golden Gun Hunter? It's Prismatic. You want arguably the best Warlock? It's Prismatic. You want the best Titan? It's Prismatic. This is a dead end where all other builds go to die. You know what I mean? And I don't want Prismatic to be bad. I want it to be viable. And I think that the game is at its best when all options are viable. All options are on the table. Where you don't feel like you're pigeonholed into playing just the one Prismatic class. Because if you feel pigeonholed into, like, this is the only class that is valuable, this is the only class that you can actually make work, that completely cuts out, like, this whole sub-note here completely goes away. You see what I'm saying? This sells expansion, which makes Bungie money. Yes, that's my idea. That's me being admittedly pessimistic about my onlook on this. But I think it's true. I think Bungie's looking at this and going, Prismatic sells final shape. Make Prismatic strong. Prismatic is not overpowered. They need to replace the artifact with Prism. They're an ever-evolving subclass we need. They need to lean more into this and get rid of subclasses altogether. That's fine. I disagree with that take. Little Bubble. I disagree with that take. But that's like an understandable place to be. You know what I mean? Like, even though I disagree with you, that's an agree to disagree situation. Personally, I like the class system. But if you don't, that's fine. I get it. I like when you're having to kind of think about, like, these represent sort of personalities and areas of mastery. This gives me more checkboxes to master, right? I can master Void Warlock, I can master Shadebinder, Stormcaller, Dawnblade, Broodweaver. Whereas if all classes operated like Prismatic and let's say all of the aspects are in here, it doesn't really sit the same. It doesn't really scratch the same itch for me. But, again, that's a personal thing, and I get that. That's totally fine. The idea of removing all subclasses and having just one unified class is, well, it has its benefits and drawbacks. Yeah, personally, I think it's more drawbacks than benefits. But, again, that's not for everybody. So, anywho. Here's some suggestions I have. Let's actually go to the problem child, alright? We're dancing around the subject here. We're dancing around the subject. Holy shit, Raven with the 100 USD. Good lord. And Private Pounder with the 20 soon to follow. Alright. I'll let Brian read out your message here. I'm going to read it in private here. Okay. Alright, we got a build to try. We will definitely grab that as soon as we are done with our little discussion here. Thank you so much for the 100. And Private, thank you for the 20. Damn. Let me throw you out here onto the desktop so I can find you easily. Yeah, oh shit. That's a lot of dough. Thanks, dude.
Had an idea for walk.
Because Private was right behind you.
Towards classes and Prismatic, this is leaving out a huge issue we have. Kinetic weapons still have very little cohesion towards armor/mods/aspects/artifacts, and feel way more left behind.
I agree, Private Pounder. I agree. Let me go ahead and read out Raven's message. Had an idea for war crimes today. Use Blank Ascension Stylish Strand Super Magnade. Shuriken and the Edge of Concurrence with some form of liars. Frag should give you your nade, weaken, and class ability back fast. Have some fun. Something that will never get nerfed. Cool. I will definitely be running that. Scruffy, also with the build there. Again, I'll let Brian read out your message. Thank you so much. I'm going to need to override something here. You guys are going to get your ears pinged by Windows. Give me just a sec here. There you are. Okay. All right, let's talk about the problem child, actually. The actual problem child here. Okay? Oh, not this one. This one. This is the problem, child. We love hunters. And it feels appropriate for hunters to be powerful because of Cade. You know? Like, this feels fair. Lore-wise, at least. But this is the problem child right here. The Prismatic Warlocks are freaking everywhere. Not just PvP, but PvE too. They are incredibly strong.
Prisma Hunter, either Arc or Stasis Super, Stasis plus Strand Dodge, Grapple Nade for mobility, Smoke Bomb for support, Bombardiers required. I trolled with this in IB.
Cool.
Sorry, it's Prisma.
Yep, I'll give it a shot. Thank you for the 10. Alright, this is the problem child right here. Ascension, that's a whatever, right? Like, this tends to be the setup right here. We got the Silex Execution of the Gunpowder Gamble, and we go Golden Gun, Marksman Golden Gun, we set it up. Also, a thing that's worth mentioning is that Prismatic has way more fragments, and way more fragment slots than all the other classes, like, by a pretty wide margin, too. I think he misspelled Hunters really hard. Talking to someone else? I'll just see what Bungie's team can come up with when it comes to updates for old exotics. I agree. I'd love to see some older stuff get updated. But anyway, fragments. Lots and lots of fragments. Lots and lots of build options, which is cool. I think that there should generally be more options than less, right? But this class has incredible neutral game and some of the best supers in the game. There's a reason why the Still Hunt is, you know, obviously is getting nerfed. But I still think that this class is going to get used a lot. Oh, you said Prismatic Warlock instead of Prismatic Hunter. Oh, my bad. Because Gunpowder Gamble has less slots on Solar, I'm pretty sure. Yes, which is confusing to me. Right? I think Bungie really wanted to make sure this lands, right? Because it sells copies. Yeah, so there's Gunpowder Gamble, 3 slots here. Come over here. Solar Hunter, 2 slots. Confusing. I have no idea why. Anyway. So, you've got some of the best supers in the game. Marksman Golden Gun for Celestial Nighthawk for insane damage. Silence the Squall, obviously you don't have really like options for here, right? Same with Silk Strike. Shadow Shot will remain a staple to meta, and there's a reason why. Flashbang. There's a reason why Night Stalker is still top 5, despite the Prismatic Hunter just generally be doing it better, right? The Gathering Storm is here because it's new, but it's incredible in PvP. It's the strongest super I've ever seen in PvP. I don't think I've seen any other super be as overpowered as Storm's Edge is in the history of playing this game in PvP. This thing is incredible. 3 Thunder Crashes, lightning fast, big AoE. Its thing is impossible, right? But anyway, supers are the big thing here. I think that Prismatic Hunter often gets used for. On top of fantastic neutral game. Maybe Spectral Blades when it was new? Nah, not even then. That at least had like counters and shit. Like, it is nigh impossible to stop a Storm's Edge that has half a brain cell. Because it has way too much range, way too much AoE. You know what's really confusing with the exception of Diamond Lynch, which is 3 slots. Every single Titan aspect is 2 slots, right? Yep, it does get a little bit weird. Hiding behind walls and still being able to kill is crazy. Yeah, it doesn't care about line of sight. It's insane. It's insane. But that's PvP. That's a whole separate thing. Like, PvP nerfs and such, that they're going to need to address these two individually. Right? And way too much armor. Yeah, it still has armor too. But yeah, these are going to need to be addressed individually. And this with this. Threaded Spectre is going to need to be addressed individually. Salim, I see the build. Thank you. I'll grab a screenshot of that. I do have a limited time today, folks. So just a fair warning to you on the build submissions. I will be running these, so even if you submit a build today, I will be running these on our Twitch. So, you know, we always stream.
Warlock build if you dupe, Voidlock feed the Void, Child, Vortex, Instability, Obscurity, Exchange, Remnants, Karnstein, Excalibur, Edge Transit, Good Kinetic Special, Focus on Resilience and Recoff.
You got it. Beastmaster has joined us today. All right, so we talked about have I been able to some degree convince the crowd that these classes might need a little bit of tuning? Why do most Titan aspects have 2 slots seems unfair and constricted? It's Chris Griffin. Yeah, we'll join a call with Chris Griffin. you have this turret of a build up? Because I was running whatever. This is just kind of like whatever crap. This isn't like the build. This is just slam together stuff. You do not have to convince me. I'd say you got the point across. Okay. What if exotic class items weren't tied to Prismatic? I think that would be a bad direction to go with it. Nah, Prismatic needs a buff for real, for real. Okay, alright. Here's some suggestions. And here's the thing. Like, nerfing this class at all is going to make people mad. It's going to make people mad. I'm going to be accused of being assault to Greppo. That's going to make people mad. There's no way to go about changing this that doesn't make people mad. Because, like, again, I don't think that the solution is to make the other classes better. I think that you just create this weird arms race thing. I think it would help if we do a little bit of both. We push down Prismatic just a little bit. We bring up the other classes a little bit too. Right? We bring up the other classes so that they're a little bit better at competing. We push down Prismatic just a little bit, right? We try to meet in the middle. That's what. Hopefully, there's less of a gap that needs to be jumped. Okay. There's no way to go about anything without making people mad. Yeah, honestly, even if you were to buff Titans because they kind of suck and they're the least used class, people would be mad about that. You can't make a community mad when the mad is all they feel. I suppose that's true. All right. Here's the suggestions. The supers in general need to be the supers that kind of suck. Like, let the prismatic classes have transcendence and stuff. Let transcendence be, like, the other half to those classes, right? Let those be, the transcendence be the makeup for the generally lackluster supers, right? Let the transcendence operate as that unique PowerPoint, okay? That's a great example. Golden Gun, we have the 3-shot Goldie here. Make this the 6-shot Goldie. Make this the Goldie that kind of sucks. That way you have more of an incentive to go back to normal marksman, normal Golden Gun Hunter. You still have some synergies with things like Celestial Nighthawk, but it's toned down. 6-shot is still, like, not terrible, but it's not great. Right? Storm's Edge just needs a nerf across the board. You know what I mean? It's just for PvP. PvE, it's fine. Nerf it in PvP. That's a whole separate thing. Shadow Shot, Deadfall. Hunter needs nerfs. Shadow Shot, Deadfall. Make this Mobius Quiver. Swap this out for Mobius Quiver. If you want the really good Deadfall, you got to go over to Void Hunter. More options for Titans, yeah. We could address Transcendence. First of all, just as a general thing, let Transcendence get its energy back when you rally at a flag. It's really silly that it doesn't. It's probably a coding thing, but it's really silly that Transcendence doesn't happen at rally flags. Next, one of two things. Either A, give Transcendence to all the other classes as soon as they unlock Prismatic all the way. That way that the other classes are at least able to compete. You know, it's a system that everybody can interact with. Someone says give Spectral Blades to Prismatic. I considered that as a thought too, but I feel like it's a little too one note for that class. And I feel like Mobius Quiver is a nice even split between the two. Makes sense to make the supers weaker. I like that idea. Yeah, just generally the options are weaker, right? Like, these are still totally serviceable, like, just supers in general. Like, Mobius Quiver would be a totally serviceable super. It's just not the best, right? The problem is that Shadow Shot is the best Void super. Prismatic has a ton of synergies, combos with aspects. Yeah. Right? Anyway, Transcendence, let it rally at flags. You can either A, give it to other classes, or B, a potentially other thought, make it so that Transcendence requires you to have your super charged in order to get it. That way, if you want your Transcendence, you actually have to hold on to your super for a little bit in order to build energy. You could make it build energy faster in order to compensate, right? So that this comes up a little bit quicker. You could also make Transcendence more powerful. Just generally speaking, you can make the Transcendence grenades more powerful as an option, right? That way, the Transcendence actually feels a little bit more earned, and it makes up for the somewhat lackluster supers. Not gonna lie, Prismatic Hunter Grenade is terrible for PvP. That's A-okay. Especially with the with knockout, even the buffs it still has is not good enough for me as an individual to keep me up and keep it alive. Sure. Thought the best method for balancing Prism was to simply swap aspects abilities out if they're overperforming. I agree, but that's the thing. Like that is the take I believe that should be the direction that Bungie goes. But I also think that's the one that's going to cause the most backlash. That's going to be the ones where people are like, why are you swapping out my Golden Gun Hunter? I love this. This is my favorite. You're taking the cool stuff away from the people who are using it, right? And like they're justifiably upset, right? This problem wouldn't have existed if this was solved initially. I think that Bungie is trying to give the Prismatic classes the option to use roaming or ranged supers, so replacing them with different types is going to throw it off. Yeah, that's fair too. Really like Prismatic Titan in PvP. It's just PvE, it's bad. Alright. Anyway, let's roll on. Let's roll on. As for the individual like stuff here, I honestly think most of these are fine. I don't really have too much issue with most of these here. But again, I feel like the options that are listed here should be the weaker versions of it. Knife trick, I feel like lightweight knives are generally going to be a slightly better option. That also makes it harder for the hunter to actually get like scorch and stuff off on targets. You're having to use other stuff, and lightweight for radiant and such gives it different synergies with it and such, right? Combination blow, this should have been what's the other one? Disorientating blow. Like, I get the whole vibe with, like, you know, getting both of these up, but like just having combination blow is so unbelievably powerful that this is pretty much the entire embodiment of Arc Hunter. This is basically all of Arc Hunter right here. You know what I mean? Like, assuming you can get Gambler's Dodge, combination blow is it. You know what I'm saying? Some people are talking about Spectre. We're going to talk about Spectre. Why are your knives bound to R2? Because I use L1, R1 for aim and shooting. Combo blow, a better Titan, yeah. Move this back. Let this be Arc Hunter specific. One thing it's missing is Lethal Current. Yeah, which isn't like, you're not missing a lot. Especially when you have things like Liar's Handshake or whatever still as an option. Honestly fine with combo blow since you don't have the melee range increase. That's not that much of a... That's very small for what makes combo blow on Arc Hunter a thing. But you want everything nerfed. Leave shit alone. Stats. Stats. Yeah, we talked about people being upset. Stats. They're too strong. L1, R1 for aiming and shooting, yes. Okay, anyway, shall we move on? The grenades here seem fine. I always thought that magnetic grenade was kind of an odd choice, but that's neither here nor there. I think all these are pretty fine. What's the bottom of the classes? Unfortunately, I'm not able to see those stats. I'm pretty willing to bet it's probably like Stasis Titan. No. It's okay, Benji. Yeah, I don't want anybody to feel like their opinion doesn't have value here, so long as they can back it up. So long as they can back it up. Like if somebody says Prismatic Hunter shouldn't be nerfed, I want to hear a reason why. I might disagree with them, but at the very least I can respect that they've supplied me with reasons. Okay? Anyway. As for the aspects themselves, I think Ascension should generally get buffed. I think this aspect just kind of sucks. It's a cool aspect in general, but, you know, it kind of sucks. PvP, PvE, it's not great. I think that the easiest way to buff this is to only require it to cost half of your ability energy or class ability energy, so you can use it twice as often. That feels a little bit more fair to it right now, because right now it's just way too expensive. Maybe not so hot take. Playing things that are the most fun is more important than min-maxing 100% of the time. I agree. I feel like players should be given the option to do the thing that they find fun and have that be at least mostly viable. The problem right now is that Prismatic is sort of a black hole where all builds go to die, right? Like, you have to be Prismatic in order to be top competitive. That's not to say the other ones can't be used, but this is, like, clearly the pinnacle. You're saying needs to be nerfed for Prism? A lot of things. We're going over that here. Anyway, buff Ascension, both versions of it. Stylish Executioner, I think it would be fine if this was explicitly a Void debuff. But I think that this is probably fine as is. You don't have the ability to extend its buffs. I think Stylish is actually pretty solid. I think Gunpowder Gamble should specifically require solar stuff because it also allows for solar weapons, which means that this is always going to be accessible assuming you run any solar weapons at all, which is not hard to do, right? I think you can also increase its general damage. So both a nerf and a buff. Winter Shroud makes the most sense out of the stasis kits. It's fine. It allows you to have like a blank check to get access to the slow. I think that's fine. And then Threaded Spectre is a problem in PvP. Both versions of it, Strand or Prismatic, are problems in PvP. Personally, I would like this to be a risk-reward thing. Currently, it is all reward, no risk. Why does Prismatic have so many fragment slots? We're going to talk about that. This is all reward, no risk. Make this to where both... Here's two things I'd like to see from it. First of all, make it to where when you pop Threaded Spectre, it starts at like 1 health and slowly builds that health over time. Maybe like at 15 seconds, like right when it's about to die, quote unquote, it's about to fade, it's at maximum health and it can block the most bullets. That way, if you're popping it in the middle of a gunfight, it doesn't sit there and block an entire kill's worth of damage for you. It'll block like maybe a bullet or two before you're back into it. Secondly, I'd like it to where if you do pop Threaded Spectre and an enemy kills it, they get whatever kill-based perk you that would have triggered. So let's say that you're fighting somebody who's using Ace of Spades, you Threaded Spectre dodge, they kill your Threaded Spectre, they now have Mori. Now it's like, well, shit, I don't want to give them a bonus damage. I want to like use this if I only think I absolutely have to, or if I want to bait somebody around a corner. Right? And I'm more interested in cleaning up my Threaded Spectres instead of just leaving them around the map for free. I'm so sick of Threaded Spectres in PvP. So sick of them. I think remove the aim assist on it. Yeah, I like the that as a general thing is something I've thought about too, but I think the two things that I've suggested here might be a little much to also remove the aim assist on it as well. Right? If it didn't pull the aim assist, it would be and had a penalty on your dodge time, it'd be pretty good. I agree. Yeah, I agree. But I think that the take I've suggested here is a little bit more creative. Right? Not to say that what you're suggesting is bad. I just feel like this adds a little bit more depth to the game and makes it a little bit more interesting rather than just like a strict nerf. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's talk about fragments. These fragments are very strong and often just better versions of the things that they're sourced from, right? Powered melee hits grants target makes you radiant. Powered melee final blows makes nearby allies radiant, right? Like, yeah, this is like a slightly nerfed version of it, right? But it's pretty hard not to get radiant on all nearby allies off of killing small stuff, right? And I don't think, and I'm not gonna say that these should all be like individual or subclass exclusive or whatever, right? I think that overall these are fine, but I think you get too many of them. I think that a good way to go about lightly bringing down Prismatic without feeling like it kills the entire build is to make all of these slots less fragment slots overall. Winter Shroud 2, Threaded Spectre 2, Gunpowder Gamble 2. Why does this have more? I don't know. Stylish Executioner, again, I'm relatively okay with. I feel like this actually plays by the rules pretty well, right? 2. Ascension, either keep it at 3 without buffing it, or buff it and bring it down to 2. So what I'm saying? So like this won't completely kill builds, but this will just like bring them down slightly. My quad 100s, right? So to reiterate, Transcendence, let it fill from the rally flag. Let this get an easier access to this from rally flags. This is just an ease of access thing. Either A, allow it to other classes that are not Prismatic to get access to Transcendence. Just by default. I don't think that that's a great solution. I would rather Transcendence require you to have your supercharged in order to get Transcendence energy. You can make Transcendence grenades and such more powerful, or you can make the Transcendence effects more powerful to compensate. Okay? Generally, the supers, swap them out for things that are less than ideal. The Marksman Golden Gun is one of the main reasons to use the gunslinger in general. Make this the 6-shot Goldie, then you at least have a reason to go back to Solar Hunter. Gathering Storm needs a nerf in PvP just generally. Swap Deadfall for Mobius Quiver. Everything else generally is fine. Everything in here I don't really have problems with. I think that these are all pretty good, all things considered. Personally, I think Combination Blow should be swapped out for Disorientating Blow, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. And lastly, for aspects, besides the selected buffs in the discussion that we talked about each of these individually, Ascension, just buff it, right? Make it better. All of these aspects should have less overall fragment slots. So that you still have the ability to build craft with them, but it slightly brings down the overall power of Prismatic. Slightly. Requires supercharge for Transcendence Energy, bro. You gotta hook me up with your dealer. That's some good stuff you're on. I know. It's an unpopular take. And I'm not, like, saying that to be, like, haughty or whatever. But again, it's like, stats. Okay. People don't particularly like Ascension. It's just very okay. It's very okay. Anyway. So we talked about Hunter. We talked about the strongest of the Prismatic classes. I'd love to hear some discussion. Nerf limited amount of buffs you can get at the same time in PvP. Nah. I think it's fine. I feel like the limit that we're at right now is relatively okay. Most of the other classes have the same fragments for the most part. What makes Hunter the problem? We're starting with Hunter, but, you know, we're going to talk about some of the other classes. Ascension just fine, but doesn't proc any class ability mods or perks. Yeah, it's whatever. Feels special enough you can spam nades and melees like you have Young Akamkara's Spine. If that were the case, if that were good enough to keep up, I feel like we would see more of that class. But I don't think we do. It is possible to combo Ascension and Tempest Strike in D for a one-shot in PvP. No. Can we discuss what you would change for Prismatic Warlock? Yeah, we'll get there. I want to see people's opinions there. I want to discuss this with people a little bit here before we move on. Don't have much to say. Kind of got here and haven't played Hunter Prism. Okay, fair enough. 300 IQ solution, just delete Titan and Warlock, and Hunters aren't the overpowered class, right? You need more stasis and strand supers. Hard agree. 4 aspects for all the light subclasses and a Nightmare Red subclass to change the Transcendence Grenade to be the color the opposite. I agree with the first slots. Obviously, the extra subclass option for like the Nightmare stuff is obviously kind of like a separate thing. Ascension doesn't do damage, does it? It does, but it's minimal. Like what you suggested, but maybe instead of supers must be charged for Prismatic, maybe go with kinetic builds, both bars faster. Well, what I'm suggesting here is just to make it to where you have to kind of like play into your Transcendence a little bit. Right now, you just kind of get it for free. You barely need to think about it. You know? It'll work. So my thought process here is that it at least kind of slows you down a little bit, and you can even make it to where Transcendence is more powerful to compensate. You know, effectively double its buffs. That way it's more rewarding for when you actually get there. Drive it more into a niche. People talking about builds. Discussing PvP only, PvE being discussed as well. Both are being discussed. These stats are for both. Small accumulating buff on all subclasses based on energy type. Arc ability to get 1% of damage reduction while amplified, making arc classes just better for being amped. Got you now. I see less for free energy. It makes you have to engage more. Yeah, it makes you have to kind of like debate what you're going to do. Because right now it's like, it's just brainless. Of course you're going to use your super. Of course you're going to use Transcendence. Then the strand aspects on Prismatic interact with tangles. Let's see here. Triggering Prismatic Hunter is good, but not insane. The skill floor is forgiving. The ceiling isn't in the clouds in PvP. I would say the ceiling is pretty damn high. Warlock has by far the higher ceiling, but higher skill floor. I guess for PvP, yeah, but that's mostly because of snap skating and stuff like that existing. I think Prismatic Hunter is objectively overpowered in PvP, but that's a different thing. Transcendence is literally just used for 2 reasons. The 5% damage buff in PvE and the instant abilities back. No other reason to use them in IMO. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Make them stronger. Give them more of a reason to use them. As a hunter main, I find my builds before Prismatic to be better. With Prismatic, I'm losing energy with the classes. I think that's a design issue on your part, because that is not the general case for everyone else. All right, from Beast, I also feel like there are some fragments that are just insanely easy to use and just fit literally to any build. So they just end up being on every build. Like I always see Faceted Dawn, an insanely easy damage buff for no effort, basically. There are also just some fragments that seem completely unusable, like Faceted Justice to me. Which one's Justice? Honor Justice. While transcendent, your ability final blows explode. This is a cool one. I actually kind of like Justice. Because if you pop Transcendence before you pop your super, you can make your supers cause explosions. Like, that kind of stuff is really interesting to me. And I feel like if Transcendence in Prismatic was more of an augment to the stuff that you already had, and that stuff was generally weaker, but using it cleverly allowed it to be technically slightly stronger, that'd be a better way to take it. Alright, let me see here. Transcendence is balanced by the fact that it removes your grapple hook on hunters. If it was just that, again, like, if it was just that, if that were the case, I feel like you would see more of the other classes. Essential board forms to function equipped. Let's see here. I'm just kind of skimming through here. Let's be honest, people always go towards the easiest to use thing that's also powerful, which is why Prism Hunter is so popular. It's easy and strong. Yep. Replace Total Spectre, different strength thing. Have it all easier make in right. Okay. 5% Transcendence. Give Transcendence 5% damage reduction. Not too OP, but every time I pop Transcendence, I instant die. Yeah, giving it more might feel better. Transcendence got every single charge you get, like all of your Arcane Needle charge after you use it, even when you're using your Needle is stupid IMO. Like, but again, that would be fine if it was actually, if there was actually a cost to Transcendence. Because currently there's no cost to Transcendence. You could build any build, run it with Prismatic, and you're almost guaranteed to get charge, right? You'd have to go out of your way to not get Transcendence charged. No matter how you nerf these classes, people will always be complaining. Yeah, it's just like nerfs in general are just always going to be things that it's never going to be popular. All right. Let's go on to the other classes, huh? Go to Prism. Prism Hunter swapped the Threaded Spectre with the aspect that said when you dodge, you spawn 3 Threadlings. They don't need to make new aspects for things. I don't think that's a great way to take it because that introduces more work. Just, you know, bringing it down slightly might be the play. 90% Transcendence bar and higher end content feels like you should just pop it ASAP in combat because of the bonus DR, right? Alright, okay. Prismatic Warlock. I feel like Prismatic Warlock is closer to being where it's supposed to be, but there are still obviously some things we're going to discuss and such. Do your weapons get extra damage or anything when you're Transcendence? Yes, it says it here. You deal extra damage and you have slight damage reduction. Of course, having access to Prismatic's Transcendence grenades and such. Prismatic should synergize with kinetic weapons even more. I agree. I think that Prismatic should be the kinetic class. By it being the rainbow class, it should be the everything class. And specifically the kinetic class. Right? Prismatic Warlock is the most balanced of the 3 IMO. I kind of agree. I think Prismatic Warlock actually ends up showing off where Warlock is weak in other areas. But anyway, let's talk about this. Song of Flame is the new super. It's fine. Let it be here. Cool. Storm Trance is so unbelievably bad. I think it belongs here because it is the weaker of the 2. So it gives you a reason to go over to Arc Warlock. Storm Trance is unbelievably bad. This just needs a buff in general. Again, the Darkness supers, you only get 1, so there's no options here. Cataclysm should probably be swapped for Vortex. Makes it slightly less damaging overall. Gives you more of a reason to go over to the Voidlock. The Nova Warp in me would say put Nova Warp in here, but I feel like that's a bad swap for this. You know? It's just, I think putting this on the Vortex Nova might be a little bit better overall. Storm Trance is useless. Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad. Arc Block does, but better, let's be honest. Yep. Swap it for Nova Warp. No, I don't think that's the play. Because I think that running some kind of ranged damage super is fine here. Swap Hylian for Icarus Dash. Hylian is new, so it makes sense to stay on Prismatic. Alright, anyway, let's move on here. Again, they don't have a lot of options here for swapping stuff out. Obviously, there's mostly one melee for most of these here. Maybe swap Incinerator Snap for Celestial Fire, I guess. Being that Incinerator Snap is generally the stronger of the two options. But, you know, it's whatever. All the grenades, I feel like, are also very Warlock flavored and generally make sense here, too. Storm Transmuting Devour is kind of nice, at least. Yeah, it does help. Icarus Dash should just create new problems, yeah. So, alright, Helliana's new. Blanket, nerf the amount of aspects that these get, or fragments slots that these get. All of them have 3. The only one that doesn't is Feed the Void. Just generally bring these down to 2. Make it so that there's less options of them available. Hellion is fine, all things considered. I feel like it's a good mix. It's not the greatest. You have to kind of play around it, but it works well. Lightning Surge, let's be honest, is the best part of Arc Warlock. I think that this is more a problem of Arc Warlock being kind of ass, rather than Lightning Surge not belonging on this class. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's fine to have Lightning Surge here. The Arcane Needle Lightning Surge combo is really fun. It's really cool. But I think that the Arc Warlock needs to be buffed to make it to where Lightning Surge isn't the end-all be-all for their stuff. You know what I'm saying? No, the other shit should get buffed. Tired of feeling weak. But again, my point is the reason why you feel weak is because everything is so fucking strong. The reason why you feel weak is because this kind of shit exists. That's why you feel weak. Because Bungie has to continue to make things harder and harder and harder for you. They have to keep throwing difficulty, higher and harder difficulty at you, in order for it to feel balanced. Blink is such an odd jump ability, lol. I never realized the amount of downsides it has until I tried using it recently. Yeah, Blink is not great, but that's fine. That's fine. I feel like this is like a skill gap thing, right? Arc in general has just been in a rough place for a while. I hard agree. Prismatic Warlock having Arc Souls would be hilarious. Yeah, like, I could see that. Like, I think that having the ability to do this thing where you have the 3 of the melees is cool, right? I think maintaining that as an identity is really unique. But it's just that, you know, like, the Arc class in general is so ass. Obviously, like, the easy solution here, quote-unquote, the solution to this is to swap Lightning Surge out for, like, Arc Souls, something like that. How would you buff Arc Lock? That's a whole different discussion. Feed the Void is fine. It's another thing where it's just, there's not a lot of other options here. Putting Child of the Old Gods on here wouldn't make that much sense, and you can't put the Chaos Accelerant because you don't have Void Grenades in here. And Bleak Watcher also exists. So Feed the Void stays. Make it maybe 1 aspects or fragment slot. So that it's a bit of a cost. Honestly, I feel like it's fine where it is. It gives you some survivability, but you have to actually input in order to get there. Anyway, moving right along. Same situation with Weaver's Call. I actually feel like Weaver's Call is one of the weaker of the options here. It's fine. It does what it needs to do. I don't feel like there needs to be a whole lot changed here, other than, again, slightly less fragment slots overall. IMO, the biggest problem with Prismatic is that most of the time there's no downsides to turning Prismatic over other monoclasses. Exactly. That's the exact reason I'm trying to get at here. The new Punch Hunter build makes the thing that Arc had combination blow, made it better with an 8 invis and better damage reduction. Yep, hard agree. That's exactly what we're trying to get at. Want a 3rd Darkness subclass? That'd be fun. Anyway, moving right along. Bleak Watcher, again, makes the most sense here. The other, if we go to the other Stasis Warlock aspects, none of these really make sense. Like, I guess Frost Pulse could be an option here so that you get access to the freeze. But this isn't really well represented for most of the other stuff. Glacial Harvest is Stasis specific. Ice Flare Bolts wouldn't make sense because you'd have to run some type of freeze, which is kind of contrary to Prismatic. And then, yeah. So I think Bleak Watcher is fine. Again, like, this has 2 slots, and I'm pretty sure this has 3. I do not know why that is. I do not know why they just made Bleak Watcher on Prismatic just objectively a stronger version of itself. I don't get it. But, you know, again, there's slight update there. Bring that down to 2 fragment slots. Prismatic could just have longer base cooldowns, thus making Transcendence even more special and fit niche to Prismatic. That's also an idea I've considered. There are a couple things on here that are differences in cooldowns. Not all of them. Most of the time they're pretty consistent. But changing the cooldowns on certain things could be nice. Like, I think Arcane Needle was one of them. Let me check. Yeah, Arcane Needle is one of them. So making the cooldowns on certain things longer could be a nice way to go about it. Right? So that if you're doing this jack of all trades thing, you're slightly behind what could be the max power. But I feel like the distance between these needs to be greater if we're going to go about that direction. Hi, TDT. I don't think you remember me, but I was here when you did the Ranking Supers. Oh, hold on. Ranking Super stream. That was the only stream of yours I've ever been present for. Well, welcome back. I think one of the other light subclasses get new, unique aspects. I doubt Bungie will keep the light subclasses 3, 3, 4 forever. Might be able to compete. Kind of sucks for Arc Hunter. Lol. Yeah. Why the fuck are we doing this? Why do content creators need so many nerfs? I believe, through my ego, I believe I'm seeing a bit ahead. Pull up the stats. Holy fuck, please turn this off. Let Prismatic subclasses be insane. So you feel like, hold on, Mr. P, let's chat, you and I. So you feel like Prismatic subclasses should objectively be overpowered. Why? I want to hear your thoughts. I'm not calling you stupid. I'm not even necessarily saying you're wrong. I disagree with you. But I want to hear why. The whole chat falls silent. It's Pinnacle of Guardian Power, Masters of 10 Years of Light and Dark. So, what you're saying is that Prismatic should be the only class Guardians use. So all these other classes should go away. Basically. That this should be the only class that everyone should have access to. We should be fully in our God mode after 10 years of growing. So we should throw away all the other stuff that we've played with up to this point. Is that what you're saying? I still use Solar Warlock a ton. Okay, cool. So what, you disagree with yourself then? You disagree with yourself because what you just said is that this should be the pinnacle of power, but yet you're saying I still use Dawnblade. You're saying that it's good and enjoyable to still use the other classes. Chat, don't dogpile. Don't dogpile. This is a conversation between me and Mr. P. Don't dogpile, chat. The pure subclasses have benefits still, but Prismatic should be the absolute best. I use Solar mainly for PvP, that's why. Okay, cool. I use Void for mainly PvP, right? I'm a Void locked through and through. Okay? And I agree that the other classes have their benefits, but what my argument is that Prismatic severely outshines. Behold the stats. Because Icarus. I don't have Icarus on Prismatic. Yep, that's fair. That's fair. And you love Prismatic. TDT straw man argument confirmed. Again, I invite other people who disagree with me here. Not so I can like make them look stupid or whatever. Right? Because I want to get this discussion going. I want to see, if nothing else, if we chat and we end up disagreeing, we've done nothing but strengthen our own opinions. That's a good thing. Right? If we chat and we end up changing each other's mind, we come up to a new conclusion. Can't do grapple skips in Prismatic either. I use a lot of Tangle grapple skips in dungeons. Where's this data from? This is light.gg. This is just like straight up usage rates. This is light.gg. I'm actually surprised light.gg had this. It's actually quite hard to find usage rates and such, but I'm totally happy to find this. You have only some benefits on the other classes. What's the point when you can use Prismatic that is objectively the best? Again, I think that everyone generally will agree that these classes should have some use cases. right? What I'm saying right now is that this is taking too much of those use cases up. Comes from Bungie's own API, FYI. Yeah, that makes sense. By chances, do you have stats for popular subclasses when Strand release? Was it as bad as Prismatic as it is right now? Unfortunately, I do not. I wish I did. I would love that data. I would love to compare those side by side. I'm willing to bet it's not as extreme as this, so. But I don't have that data. I would love to, though. Maybe make it so the other pure subclasses have bonus damage or faster cooldowns. Again, so like, again, Mr. P, what I'm trying to get you to see here is that you agree with me without even realizing it. You agree with me that the other classes should be viable. That's my point, right? What I'm saying is that currently Prismatic is too strong. It's doing too much. You actually agree with me here. It's doing a little too much. The other classes should have a reason to use them. Should Prismatic be strong? Absolutely. Infamy for the taking, in fact. Vanguard booster, even. But, should it be the end-all, be-all for most, if not all, classes? Should it be the jack of all trades, master of few? Probably not. Probably not. Look at LightDG's latest builds for all things you can do, mostly Prismatic. Saturday is 45k Prismatic Hunters, 75k total Hunters builds and trials only. Drifter jump scare, yeah. So, again, my point is that Prismatic should be strong, but so should all the other classes. Cool? Get rid of all subclasses and put everything in Prismatic. See how strong it can really be. That's kind of Destiny 3. I disagree with that thought process, but I understand it. Personally, that's not what I would like to see from the game. But, you know, it kind of is what it is, you know. Not gonna lie, these stats are mostly because Prismatic is the new class. Hotness and still pretty good. I agree, yep. So I will see players using the original subclasses. Yeah, absolutely. And it's not to say that the other subclasses are just like garbage, terrible, can't be used. It's to say that this is just doing a bit too much. A bit too much. We should probably pull this back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to make sure that this is clear. I'm coming from a place of, like, Prismatic should be good, but it shouldn't be the end-all, be-all. But if they go to the Overwatch system, only one Prismatic per raid group, that would be too much. That'd be awkward. And also, everyone would fight over it. Okay? So, we've settled that. We good? Subclasses should have niches, just like exotics. Right? Well, these are all ass, but we're intentionally choosing bad exotics here for this. Just like exotics should have niches, so should Prismatic. Yeah, imagine the queue times, yeah. Alright, so anyway, we discussed Warlock. Let's go close out on Titan. And we'll get some stupid builds done, and then we'll call it a day. Because I gotta get working on this video. No subclass should be bad. Agreed. Unfortunately, it's a comparative thing. Alright. Prismatic Titan. Titans, y'all are closest to being balanced here, and that's mostly because y'all kinda suck. What's Prismatic's niche then? Jack of all trades. That's its niche. Its niche is being the wild card. Kind of like by flavor, right? The whole point is that it's meant to be the everything class, right? It can do a little bit of everything. It's just not great at any one thing. Star Eater Nova Baum is now the highest burst damage in the game without even seasonal mods, by the way. And I think Star Eater should never have been on the subclasses. Never should have, or the class items should never have made it to the class items. Never. Shouldn't have been there initially. I think that was a poor design decision from the very beginning. Prism Titan is in no way bad, but it's the worst of the three. And Titans in general are also kind of bad. Alright, anywho. Supers, Twilight Arsenal, that's getting buffed. It should be. T-Crash, move this back over to Arc. This is like the only reason people really use this nowadays. This and Knockout. Move this back to Arc. Give us Fist of Havoc. Buff Fist of Havoc. Fist of Havoc needs massive buffs. If Thunder crashes back on Arc Titan, it'll feel a little bit more... there'll be more reason to use Arc Titan. Massively buff Fist of Havoc. And bring this over to Prismatic. Cool? Cool? Alright, cool. Blade Fury and Glacial Quake can't really do anything about. Hammer of Soul, I think, is perfectly fine here. The super is not as good. Like, this is how I think that the classes should be. Hammer of Soul is actually a good example. Without the Sunspots, Hammer of Soul feels weaker. Like, it feels like a weaker version of itself, and I think that's how it should be. Cool? So, maybe make Hammer of Soul more competitive, but leave it as is. It's fine where it is. Cool. We talked about the Transcendent stuff. As for the abilities in here, no real complaints. I like that they chose the ones that tended to be a little bit more difficult to work around. I think Prismatic Titan ended up coming out the most balanced. Not a lot of people use Thunderclap. Typically, people use the other two. Makes sense that it's here. It's the least used one. Cool. Shield Throw. Sure, that's fine. It's serviceable. Gives you options that isn't Hammer Strike. Hammer Strike over the Mini Hammer. Cool. Mini Hammer is a main reason to use the Solar Titan, so making that this is Hammer Strike is actually a good way to go about it. And obviously, the two stasis ones you can't change. As for these all make sense. These are the Titan's kind of like specialties here. Suspend and Glacier Shattering, all kind of the Titan specialties. Pulse Grenade, it's kind of a whatever thing. I think that this is fine here. I think Lightning Grenade would have been a slightly better and more Titan flavored choice, as Titans have been more closely associated with Lightning Grenade, but that's more for a flavor reason. Thermite Grenade, same story. Suppressor Grenade, same story. Cool. Let's move on to these over here. For some reason, the aspects all have 3 fragment slots. These can probably be brought down. I don't know why Dregner's Lash was the thing they chose to bring over. I know that people love Banner of War, but that's the bad option. I feel like Into the Fray is a little bit more in flavor for Titans, as it gives you more survivability, which is better of the Titans thing, whereas this is like crowd control and stuff. It just seems odd to put it here. I mean, it's cool that it is here, obviously, and I don't think this necessarily needs to be changed, quote unquote, because you get like the thruster interaction with the Dregner's Lash and such, you know? But like, I feel like this probably should have been Into the Fray, because that has melee synergies, which is kind of like the Titans thing, as well as survivability, which is the Titans thing. Unbreakable aspect is so unbelievably weak. Yep, Unbreakable needs a buff. Make it so that it has even more damage resistance than it currently has. You can slow down the walk speed to compensate. I'd also like this to be able to be held for longer so that it's actually like a proper shield. And also one of the things that we mentioned is that this aspect gets whatever your grenade is as its knockback blast. So for example, if you consumed the Shackle Grenade, your knockback blast would actually be a Suspend Blast. I think that's really cool. If it's suppressing, you suppress the targets, you scorch the targets, you maybe jolt the targets, I don't know, slow the targets, right? Cool. So make this more of a less of a weapon, more of a crowd control and tanking tool. Cool? Cool. Consecration. It's here because it has cool interactions with the triple Frenzied Blade. This is the main thing right here. This is the bread and butter for Prismatic Titan, right? So probably leave this as is. I also think that this gives good access to ignition. Personally, I think that it would have been better if this was what's it called? The flame one, the one where you get more damage. I can't even think of the thing. But leave Consecration as it is right now. You know what I'm saying? Knockout is incredibly boring. It's incredibly boring, but the other two aspects don't make sense here. So again, it's fine. I would rather see this be Juggernaut and then make Juggernaut better. Make Juggernaut, like, actually make you more tanky in PvE. But again, you kind of need this to get your health back. Diamond Lance is just legitimately confusing. I don't understand why this is here. I don't know what else they could necessarily put here, though. Like, what other options do they have? Can't do Tectonic Harvest. That's a stasis thing. Cryoclasm wouldn't make sense. You know, Howl of the Storm, I guess. Consecrate with Howl of the Storm, I suppose. So, yeah. It's just a representation of that Titans don't have great access to stuff. Howl of the Storm, I think, would be cool, though. But I feel like that'd also be a Bungie nightmare. A Bungie coding nightmare. Stasis aspects kind of suck for Titan, though. Agreed. Agreed. So, you know, Diamond Lance, again, all of these should likely be less fragment slots overall. And I think that's what you got for Titan. Replace Diamond Lance with Stasis Slide to help help it go with the grenades. I don't think that you'd get enough value out of that though. And also Consecration is supposed to be able to shatter stuff, which it still doesn't. Stasis crystals are meh without good shatter. Yeah, true. Titan feels like a walking arsenal with the shield and the Diamond Lance. Wish they leaned into that harder, though. Yeah. While we're talking about Diamond Lance, it still bugs me. You can't pick it up in Stasis Super. And it's, again, probably for a coding reason. So it would be cool, though. The Unbreakable only really works well on higher-end content because those enemies can actually damage you enough to get that bar up to one shot with the blast, right? Stasis Titan doesn't really have build crafting. It does. It's just not good. Stasis shards are made by bursting crystals on Prismatic as well. As you're saying, as it stands right now, I don't believe so. I don't like how you need to use it to have it be useful. Could honestly be replaced by Stasis Landmine. Oh, talking about the Diamond Lance itself? Yeah, like I said, honestly, I believe that Titans are the closest, because most of the stuff here, like, individually is kind of weak. You know, most of the stuff here is not great. Like, as a good example, imagine if instead of Hammer of Soul, they got the big hammer, right? Suddenly, there's not a whole lot of reason to use Solar Titan, but because it's Hammer of Soul, it gives you more reasons to go use the actual, the big boy Titan, yeah? Burning Maw. There you go. We're closest to being balanced because of bad aspects and supers. But again, I think that's where it should be. I think that Prismatic Titan should give you a representation of a lot of the parts of the Titan classes, but not the best parts, so that you still have reasons to go and do the other stuff. Cool. Off topic comment, but it's funny when an ad interrupts you. You're about to say something important. Yeah, sorry about that. Alright. And that concludes the Prismatic discussion. Let's talk about class items. I actually need to pull up some of the class item things here. Hold on. Destiny Bulletin. Because I know they had it. Exotic class items. Oh, I got a message on Twitch. Okay, cool, whatever. 1 second, everybody. There we go. Save image. What the hell's a JFIF? Save image? Why are you saving this as JFIF? I do not want this saved as JFIF. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. We're doing this, bit of a ghetto way. Hold on. Save. There we go. Okay. Last one. Alright, let's talk about the exotic class items, because I also think that these are part of the problem here. First of all, these need to be easier to farm. It's a pain in the ass. I literally can't be bothered as it currently stands. They're such a pain in the ass to go farm. So, here we go. Let's start with the Hunters one, because they're currently the strongest. More sources for them? Yep. I would love these to drop, just passively, for doing normal-ass activities. Imagine if you just got done with, like, let's say, a Crucible game and one of these could drop for you. You know, it's like a 1 in 100,000 or whatever chance. Like a super small chance or whatever, right? But it would make you feel less required to go after them through that one specific source. Did you see them active on exotic class items? No, I have not had the time, unfortunately. So anyway, let's talk about some of these actual traits themselves. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for y'all. Okay. Most of the perks that are listed here are meta-defining, or have been meta-defining at some point. Right? Spirit of the Assassin, I feel like, is a great example of the exotic class items done right. It is a good exotic that adds a play style that works, but it's not necessarily like the best on any one particular thing. It's a subclass neutral thing. I think subclass neutrals in general are a great direction to take these. Star Eater Scales, on the other hand, is the exact opposite. I need like a finger or something. Hold on, let me grab like a finger I can point around with. Finger. Here we go, finger. I knew I had this saved somewhere. Finger. Alright, Star Eater Scales. Why is this here? Why is this here? Why are we providing the best DPS options with another exotic class item perk? Why? I don't get it. Cursor named finger, yes. I don't get it. Why are we providing an amazing DPS option that is easy to do, too? It's not even like this requires you to do like some kind of like voodoo witch magic in order to get this happen. This is literally play the video game. And any one of these, all of which are generally pretty viable. Because funny number go bigger, right? This should not have been a thing to begin with. This should have been something far less powerful. There are so many bad exotics out there that could have been given a second chance at stardom because they're able to be combined with the other stuff. So, one of two things. Inmost makes the most sense in the Warlock, okay. One of two things. Either let Star Eaters get your super back faster as it currently stands. Like, keep this as the perk that's listed here, but only let it get your super back faster. That way you can get them up quicker. I think that's a problem with the base Star Eater too. But at least with the base Star Eater, you have to devote an entire, that's an entire exotic item for that, right? But the problem with it being on the exotic class item is you get basically the entirety of its exotic perk plus a whole nother option. Right? You get two. You get both of it. I don't know why. Like, you can get Star Eaters plus any one of these, and it's better than base Star Eater. So, I guess the point I'm trying to get at here is that the exotic class items should never power creep the thing that is listed in here. So, Star Eaters should not be worthless now because it's on the exotic class item. It should be like, oh, this is like one version of the Star Eaters. This is like a portion of the Star Eaters, right? But if I want like real Star Eaters, I got to go run actual Star Eaters. See what I'm saying? And also, yeah, base Star Eaters was just for Hunter. It's a slice of it, exactly. Right? So, easy solution, make this to where it only gets your super back faster. I feel like that's really fair. Because, like, that's already pretty darn good. But without the bonus super damage, it's not going to be doing, like, these crazy fuck-all-sized numbers. Cool? Alright. Inmost Light is actually a good example of the exact same idea. Heart of Inmost Light gives you the regen, but not the bonus damage, if I remember correctly. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Syntheseps, again, this is another situation where it's like, why is this just, like, the better version of Synthos? It's the regen, yeah. So, again, like, Inmost Light, Spirit of Inmost Light, it's like the perfect representation of what I'm talking about here. As, like, a reduced access to it. Right? So, not the bonus damage. So, if you want the real Heart of Inmost Light experience, you got to go use Heart of Inmost Light. Right? Anyway, cool. Syntheseps, again, they get the bonus damage. I don't think Synthos should have been included this at all. I just don't. It's slightly more in line with everything else. You know? It almost feels fair and not better than the OG. Exactly. It feels fair and not better than the original. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, still the better part of the exotic like Star Eaters. Yeah, so Syntheseps, again, I just don't think this should have been a thing to begin with. What if this was Mask of the Quiet One? Taking damage grants ability energy. Kills grant a portion of health. Probably just taking damage grants ability energy would have been the way to go about this. Because I just don't know if Synthos should have been included in this at all, frankly. Spirit of Strongholds win, right? Alright. Spirit of Ophidian, again, this is just like basically all of Ophidian aspects. Why is this here the way that it is? If it was like just handling, maybe. I don't think that this should have been included at all from the beginning. Some of the known the quest for the exotic class items, I'll probably never do it either. Oh, you should. It's a fun quest. Most exotic focus on one perk, on the other part just to help it. But its main part when it's not the main, that's just bad. Yeah. Ophidian doesn't give the AE. Oh, my bad. My bad. We don't get the AE. The really critical part of Ophidians. Deal breaker, I know. Holy cow. It doesn't get the AE, guys. Yeah. Can you imagine a wacky combo Stars, Power Gales, and Roaring Flames could have been? And then getting allowed to hit it with? Yeah. Like, Ophidian shouldn't have been included to begin with. I don't know why it's here. Let me suggest another option here. Let me grab out my my vault thing. What could have been here instead? What could have been in here instead? Because Stag is also an option that comes up later, so that's not going to be good. Apotheosis also shows up here. I feel like Fellwinter's Helm could have been good here. Just the powered final blows create a burst of energy that weakens nearby targets. Cut off the part where the finishers and the increased radius. Give some melee synergies too. Yeah, also Ophidians is kind of boring. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, run this with, swap this out with Fellwinter's Helm. Ophidian also loses 100 plus 1 to reload. It's just the handling, which is still really good. Is it? Is it actually? Can somebody fact check that? I'm pretty sure Ophidian gives both. Winter Sky, also Winter Sky would be cool too. Yeah. Alright, anyway. Spirit of Verity. Again, this is both. I think this is both the energy. If I remember correctly, this is both the energy and the damage. Should probably be one or the other, and probably just the energy. Simple answer for the stream title is no. I'd love to hear the thoughts. Where was it? Paper towels. Tell me why. Tell me your reasons why. I want to hear it. Again, not because I think you're stupid. Even though I disagree with you, I want to hear your reasons. You get the reload. Okay. It's only handling, Bungie said in the TWID. Seems like Verity is the same. I see. It's just the damage. Okay. Okay. Anyway. Dragon. Similar thing. I think this is probably fine. This is a better... this is an okay one. Like, I think it's okay to power creep things that are already kind of just alright. You know? Give them other options here. Verity's is only the damage for sure. Okay, cool. There's only damage for sure. Okay, cool. All right, yeah. Anyway, Dragon makes sense, I think. Sotorachnes, this is another situation where it's confusing to me that this is just better Sotorachnes. I don't know why this is just better Sotorachnes. Spirit of the Dragon sounds cool. It does sound really cool. IDK what Dragon does. When you dodge, you reloads all your weapons, and it gives you increased sprint speed and handling. Strictly just better. Yeah, this is power crept Sotorachnes, which is confusing. Like if this was still just grapple, that'd actually be pretty fair. Because then you don't have the synergies with the initial strand subclass. So it makes sense. Think about it, they could put Frosty's perk on it so that you'd have energy faster but on a lesser scale for Stompies. Yeah, sure. It's a PvP exotic. Yes, it's a PvP exotic. All bad exotics in a bunch. They can see why people would pick it and buff the base trash exotic. Yeah, agreed. I think that would have been a far better way to take this. Like, make all of this selections here the bad exotics. Right? Pretty much as is, and then buff the base exotics that were kind of bad. Give Sotorachnes base more air maneuverability. How is the Sotorachnes better? Haven't been keeping up with the stuff. This is just the Sotorachnes perk minus the reduced flinch for having woven mail, which is like nobody cares about that, right? Like that's not a thing, really. Okay, I shouldn't say nobody, but like very few people care about that. Cool, moving on. Galanor, this is better Galanor. The only reason that you will end up running the actual Galanor is that you run proximity knives and you want the cooldown. This is better Galanor. Why? Why is this just better Galanor? I don't understand. Spirit of the Gerfalcon. Again, this is just Gerfalcon. It's slightly more, it's similar to like what we talked about the change for Sotorachnes though. At the very least, it's slightly harder to get the invisibility going compared to the Void class. So, you know, that's a thing. But again, this is just Gerfalcon. This is just better Gerfalcon. Foe Tracers, very similar thing. Slightly less, but this is pretty much just better Foe Tracers. You get Galanor and Star Eater. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, we're looking at these individually. You can combine these things together, right? Galanor class item is just toss Silence and Squall and wait for 50% super back. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. Falcon. Foe Tracer. Again, same thing. Liar's Handshake. Again, this is the exact same thing. If this was just the counterattack portion of it, I feel like this would be fine. But it's both. Because some of these combos are just insane. Yeah, like, I can't... It's hard for me to say that Bungie didn't, like, intentionally do this, you know? Because some of these are so obviously powerful. These are so obviously strong. It's like, of course we're going to make Prismatic ridiculous. We're going to sell copies. You know what I mean? Anyway. Caliban. Sorry, I mixed up Galanor and Caliban. Same thing. This is just Calibans. This is just Calibans. Wormhusk. This is just Wormhusk. This is just better Wormhusk. It's already a subclass neutral thing anyway. Why is this even here? Renewal Grasp. Okay, at least we require the Duskfield grenades. Yeah, but again, this is just Renewal Grasp. Same with the Coyote. This is just Coyote minus the Reaper orb, which doesn't really do a whole lot. I don't understand. I don't understand why a lot of these were chosen that are just basically the best parts of the exotics, and they're exotics that are already very good. Wormhusk is only 45 HP though. I guess that's fair. Still, Wormhusk is half as strong. Yeah, I guess that's fair. But anyway, you get my point. Like these, a lot of the things that are showing up here are stuff that is already very, very strong. Did not need easier access to. Okay, let's move on. My finger, you can go point at my Titan real quick. Make this bigger. Alright, Titan time. Alright, Titans. Again, Assassin, Star Eaters, we already talked about it. Inmost Light, Synthos, we already talked about. Phidians, Verities, we already talked about. Severance Enclosure. This is Titan done right. This is exotic class item done right. Severance is not something that a lot of people use. It gives it a chance to shine. Cool. Happy with that. Contacts. Point of contact, cannon brace. Right? Similar thing. Contact, cannon brace. Just not the greatest to begin with. Gives it a chance to shine. Hoarfrost. This seems like this is just Hoarfrost again. But this is a situation where because Hoarfrost doesn't have as much synergies with the class, it is alright to show up here, I feel like. Severance is so weak in the sense of the kinetic explosions, right? Scars, this actually is a good class item pick here. I feel like if this was just kinetic damage causing this, granting this, for the sake of Prismatic, that would have some cool synergies and would potentially cut out some of the synergies that you could get with the other stuff. So, whatever. Eternal Warrior, again, exotic that kind of sucks. Actually makes sense to show up here. This gives it a chance of redemption. Horn, another example of this. An exotic that kind of sucks. More of a gimmick, gives it a chance to show up here. Abiant Leap. This is a better option. This is a better option, as this is already something that you can get elsewhere. I would have liked to have seen this with potentially something else, as this is effectively just all of Abiant Leap right here, minus the Woven Mail. But again, it's minus the Woven Mail, so it's all right. Alpha Lupi, again, a similar thing. Like, again, like this is, I feel like Titans came out the most generally balanced because they're just generally weaker. Again, you still have things like Star Eaters, whatever, right? And most people are just going to end up running Star Eaters, right? Star Eaters is like, I don't know. Nope. Oh, I let go of my hand. Like Eternal Warrior or something. I don't know. What do you even do with this? Bear, I guess. Abiant plus Horn is pretty scary together. Yeah, and like that's the thing that it should have allowed. It should have allowed more options like this to show up. Cool? Cool. All right. Moving right along. Lastly, Warlocks. Shoot. Get a little bit bigger. Hold up. hand. Alright. Again, we talked about these top 3. Stag, a subclass neutral exotic, doesn't drop it on death. Cool. Vesper of Radius, again, an exotic that doesn't really see that much play. Makes sense. Filaments probably should not be on here. Probably should not be on here, but at least it doesn't give the champion benefits. So, all right, fine. Harmony, again, an exotic that doesn't get a lot of love. Makes sense to be here. Necrotic, subclass neutral. Cool. By the way, does anybody know? I don't know this off the top of my head. Does anybody know if Necrotics works? The Spirit of Necrotics works with Thorn or Osteo? It does. Doesn't boost damage. It does. It's just the melee poison, no spread. Okay, so it doesn't spread it between multiple targets. It works with Thorn too. So if you get a kill with Thorn, it will do the AoE, but the damage is nerfed. Okay. I would assume so. Okay, cool. Poison doesn't ramp up. It does spread. Okay. Right. Anyway, so it sounds like this has been tuned specifically to make it less powerful than Necrotic. Probably, again, should be less than this because you still have Necrotic plus all this other stuff you can choose from. All right. Anywho. Starfire Protocol. This feels like we're just choosing this because it used to be strong. Thankfully, Starfire's a little bit weaker now, but there are so many other options that could have been selected here as better. Osmiomancy Gloves. You only get one. You don't get the double melee. You don't get the double grenade charge. It only gives you the energy back, which is, I think, the correct way to take this. Right? It makes it so that the one part of the Osmiomancies that's not really like the great part of Osmiomancies. Well, I should take that back. It is a good part of the Osmiomancies, but it's not like the entirety of Osmiomancies. Osmios is cracked with Vortex Nades, yeah. At least you don't get two, you know? It's like, it's not like this is just better Osmiomancy. Anyhow. Swarm, again, this probably should have been something else. The swarms are already pretty good. And just throwing this in with other stuff is probably a little too strong. Swap this for a different option. Something that kind of sucks. Apotheosis, this is a good thing to be here, because Apotheosis is kind of ass. So it makes sense to give it a shot back here. And then Claw. Again, this is subclass neutral. And it makes sense to show up here. So it allows you to run this with potentially something else. I feel like this is a good place to do it. It's kind of boring, but it's fine. Cool. Oh. Get rid of the hand here. Alright. I think we're done with our discussion. Let's go do some stupid builds and we will call it a day. Had an idea for War Crimes. Use Blink, Ascension, Stylish. Alright, we're going over to Hunter. This is from Raven for the $100 dono. Before we completely change topics here. Thoughts, comments, concerns. You also made Spirit of Starfire like the worst option, IMO. It's just the grenade recharge from Empowered. That's true, yeah. Weapon damage, which is only from the Empowering Rift as well. I'd much rather prefer if the grenade kills. A lot of Rift energy, personally. Right, but like the point is at least to give you that choice. Made it to where you had to think about it. Anyway, any final closing thoughts? I particularly want to hear the people out that disagree with me. I want to hear what y'all have to say. We'll do a little bit of games here together, but I might fly in solo today. In fact, I probably am going to fly in solo. We'll see. Spirit of the Swarm is dog. Have fun with the builds. I'm out. Alright. That's fair. Alright, let's see. Alright, War Crimes today. We're doing Blink. Yup. Ascension. And Stylish Executioner. Strand Super. Okay, I like where this is going. Strand Super and Magnetic Grenade. Okay. Shuriken. Alright. Edge of Concurrence with some form of Liars. Right. Do I have a Liars roll? I didn't farm these very much on my Hunter. Let me see. Hold up. Do I have a Liars roll? Let me see in my vault. That's Certarachnes and Renewal. No, I don't have a Liars roll. Alright, we'll just grab base Liars. Then. Just double checking. Yeah. Okay. We'll run this on this. Swap this out for this. This. Drip could be better. Alright. Lemon Liars. If I actually give you a grenade and weaken, get class ability back fast. Have fun with something and never get nerfed. Okay. Also, let me switch to this. Let me make sure this is all good. Abilities to increase damage to the target inflicted by weakness debuffs. Yeah, that should work for a kill little 1-2. Powered melee hits. Sure. This is never going to happen, so we can swap this out. What do we want to swap this out for? Elemental buff, class ability regens probably more quickly is probably the way to go here. Final blows, darkness, transcendence, energy, probably not really what we need. This is a pickup one for sure. And solitude feels pretty good. Solitude's going to feel pretty good. Probably do the damage resistance one too, but that's not going to happen very much. Do you want to do this in PvP or PvE? I guess we're going to probably do this in PvP. I don't know if Raven's still out there. Pass of the Ruins never going to really happen. Yeah. Let's just do Blessing. We're not really going to sever targets that often. It's not going to happen that often. Alright. Let me see if Raven was chatting here. Not missing anything here, right? Okay, cool. I'm going to turn you guys off because you guys are irritating. Alright, I'll do one game. Oh, it's Sparrow Control. Awesome. I'll do one game together, and then we'll do one game separate. I also want to get some PvE footage here. I like how as soon as we actually start to play the game, everyone bounces out. We immediately drop out. We immediately drop viewers. Guess that means y'all are more interested in the discussion, which is fair. Think people see Prismatic as very strong. Is a combo of planetary alignment combos such as Caliban's Liars, the armor mods, systems being very imbalanced towards weapon surges as well as artifact mods. I think I had a mild stroke reading that, Paper Towels. Could you reword that? People are just here for the controversy, right? More blink. I need the blink stock to go up. I'm surprised there isn't any class exotic combos that really benefits Arc Warlock. Really makes me want to use Storm Trance. I see. So you're saying just there's no exotic class items perks that benefit explicitly Arc Warlock. Do you think Titans should get a blink-like movement ability? No. However, if it's a stupid build, I can use an inspiration for my own. Sounds good. Yeah, I love Blink. Blink, very fun. Alright, y'all, this is taking too long. I'm bouncing. I need to get games in. I can't be sitting here waiting for 5 eons for Bungie to give me a game, dude. Next time. Next time. When I'm not so short on time. I'm so short on time today. Also, what's in the store? Ooh, a new shader. Oh, damn it. No. A Grafalcon's ornament, huh? It does look alright. I kind of like the base Grafalcon, though. It's not bad. Truth ornament, bruh. When's the last time you've ever seen people use truth? People perceive Prismatic as stronger because of a combination of strong classes, item combos, and unbalanced armor mod systems, as well as artifact mods. Of course, it could also be strong for sales' sake. Yeah, my point is that it is stronger, right? And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's to the point where it's so much stronger, it's become a vortex for all other classes. Also, thank you for taking the time to reword that. I understand you much better now. Thank you for your opinion on Titans. You are now my favorite YouTuber. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I just... Obviously, I'll have a generally high opinion of yourself. I think that's just healthy to have a high opinion of yourself, right? Speckled with humility, of course, with moderation and whatnot, but right? But like, of course, like if you have an opinion, if you have something that you consider to be truthful, you should defend it. And you should have good reason to defend it too. Right? You should be able to back up your opinion. Right? Believe in your own opinion. So, anyway, all that to say, I believe that I tend to advocate for balance overall. If the weak is weak, buff it up. If the strong is strong, bring it down. Don't claim to know the exact solution, but that's my general philosophy with things, right? Alright, let's see how this build do. Prismatic lacks energy regen fragments. As long as they don't add any, there's a reason to play other classes. There's still a reason to play other classes, but it's very weak. Alright, I need to test something here. Does not. Yep. I was thinking maybe with courage, right? Because I've got courage on. If that would work, because their darkness debuffed from the melee. But it did not. He also popped his class ability down, which gave him damage resist. Damn. Alright. Need to play a little bit more cognizantly. Also, because I'm on edge of a concurrence, that means I have to be a little bit more aware of when I'm actually swapping off to normal melee to punch people back. That was a little close. He should have punched me. I should have died, but it's okay. We take those. Yeah. Dude, I hate that. I hate that I can punch first and still die. With the glaive. It's really annoying. I think I'm going to lean in a little harder on the Liar's Handshake setup here. You dead. Oh. Get out of here. Throw all your abilities, Hunter. Throw them down. Get them out of your system. Punch me. Damn. A little too shy, a little too shy. I giggle a little when I punch a glaive holder out. Yeah, it's, I don't know why glaive melee no work better. I feel like glaives should be a superior melee option by default. They should be able to punch better. You're literally holding a stick that's got a pointy bit on it. Give me this if you don't mind. Okay, let's try this. Ah, damn. I was gonna say, let's try our whatchamacallit again. There we go. There's another guy coming. I am lucky to be alive. Oh yeah, there's literally sparrows in here, guys. Did you guys know that there's sparrows in Sparrow Control? freaking this thing. There we go. Punch me. Hey, we're getting our stuff back. Ah, damn. One too many. One too many. Doing pretty well, though, all things considered. I think it's just mostly because I got hand cannon glaive, which I'm relatively happy with. Not sure what the plan was there. I'll be real. I'll be real. Kind of run out in the open and die seems to be the plan. That guy teleported, bro. He teleported. I don't have charge. No, I don't have charge. Damn it. He's the reason I believe glaives are fine. He's a terrifying monster. Talking about boar. Boar's pretty good with glaives. We got Transcendence and Super. Excuse me. Oh, dude. That was lame. That was really lame. My jump got eaten. My blink got eaten by my super. I timed it wrong. I am sad. Well, doesn't matter if I had the courage aspect on there. That was going to work one way or the other. Damn. Good use of that cover there. Don't think they should give glaives more melee damage, but they should be able to melee faster. Yes, I agree. Either make glaives two-shot at their current speed or make glaives fire faster for their melee. Didn't even see the prior message. I already knew it was Boar. Boar trolls these chats. He lurks these chats often enough. I know when he's, I know what we're referencing. I know my audience. Oh no, blink. Okay, we're fine. Panic. Guy out there. He's got a thing. I am dead. What specifically about Prismatic do you think makes it stronger than the other subclasses? The supers are mostly the strongest of the super options. You have more fragment slots. The aspects are stronger and generally more used than the other ones. You have more tools available to you. Ow. There's a tether there, surprisingly. Yeah, I went over it. It was like an hour and a half long discussion earlier. Also, wait, I still have it. Stats. Stats jump scare. That was rude. Oh, you're just chilling over here. There's me doing all this fancy movement while you're just chilling. There we go. Feeling good. Not numbers my only weakness. Okay, not bad. I think this is just me more me using this build that I already know is I'm pretty comfortable with this build already, though. I didn't feel the prismatic part of this too much. Stylish Executioner didn't come up as much as I'd like it to. I guess I could have used Withering Blade more. Alright. I need... Let's see, how'd we do overall? Yeah, pretty solid. Damn, dude, popped a 9.0. I need a little bit of time in PvE. I need some footage in PvE. You have any tips for farming red borders? Not in particular, no. Also, level 164 in the glaive goes crazy. Yeah. All right, let's do this. Actually, I have a prismatic class saved here. Let's do this. I'll just grab kind of a whatever thing here. I'm running Starry just because I don't have it on the other classes, but, you know, it's the same thing. Let's go do some quick... Sent you a PvE build if you want to use it. Oh, let me see. Salim's build. I need some footage of everything, preferably. There we go, Salim. Warlock build in PvE. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. I want to get some hunter footage here. Let's go, like, run through a strike or something. We'll just do a Vanguard Ops. Just a little bit of footage. Just a little bit of footage. Like 5 minutes or so. Here, while this is loading, I'm going to quickly go use the restroom. I'll be right back, chat. I have returned. Let's continue. They're also neat and orderly. To be fair, they did say Prismatic would be the more ignored parts of the subclasses, but they gave us Marksman's Goldie, Field Devoid, T-Crash, Snap, Melee, and other various best-in-slot pieces. Exactly! Bingo! Like, I think it's really cool if it gets aspects that aren't kind of used that much, but because they're combined together in new ways, they feel more powerful. Right? Like, the overall fantasy gets a little bit more intense. Does that make sense? I have speed booster. I want to keep it. That was cool. Oh, we're teleporting. Don't the slow reloads bother you? Nah. I mean, I'd like them to be faster, sure. But it's a pretty small price to pay. Oh, we're up here. So you can see that I don't do this much. Who tried the Hunter Glaive with Tether? One shot fills your shield bar right away. Put the tethered up. Yeah, that kind of requires your super, though. Storm Trance is so bad that I haven't even bothered to unlock enough Prismatic. Yeah, that's real, man. That's real. want to sprint around with my speed boost. What's up, Mr. Meesum? How chat have you all been today? We've been pretty good. Conversations have remained calm.
What's a Mr. Meesum chat? How y'all been?
Been good. People haven't been getting too nasty. You know, it's been nice. People aren't getting too mean, even though they disagree, which is exactly what we want. Cool. Oh, I'm still hitting stuff. Scream! I need some orbs. Those are trees. I should not punch those. There we go. We're back in it again, boys. Probably should stick those on walls. You know, whatever. It's not like this is super duper hard. We need to min-max it totally. Benji, I see the build. I'm going to warn you, I'm not going to be able to get to it today. I will save it for Twitch, though, because I know you show up on our Twitch pretty often.
Lance Cap, Knockout, Consecration, Behemoth, Frenzy, Rally Barricade, Shackle, Dawn, Protection, Justice, Balance, Honor, make lances from Rally and Behemoth and try to have fun even though it's mid.
Even though it's mid. You got it, man. Save the last 5. What roll is that linear? It's nothing crazy. Triple tap firing line. It's not a good build, but it works. You got it. Is this a PvE build? I might be able to run this today. We'll see. But I need to get to the builds that definitely were submitted earlier, though. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Actually, I could probably record the last 15. Saw my build go up. I did intend for the melees to utilize the stylish more through debuffs. Feel like it could use a class item if you had one with liars. It's okay in PvE. Original idea I had for this final shape launch was pure arc stomp. Again, damn dude, thank you for the 50. Massively appreciate that. So are you saying that was meant to be more of a PvE build? 150 from Raven today, guys. That's crazy. It's a PvE build for GMs. Gotcha. Thank you, Benji.
I saw my build go up. I did intend for the melee to utilize the stylish more through debuff. I felt like it could use a class item if you had one with liars and was okay in.
Yeah,
the original idea I had for TFS launch was pure arc, stomp and manti/sentry.
Right, gotcha. Yeah, is that meant to be more, Raven, is that meant to be more of a PvE loadout or more of a PvP loadout? Because we run it in PvP. I presumed you meant to run it in PvP, because I don't see very many people run Edge of Concurrence inside of PvE. But I guess it doesn't happen that much anyway. Oh, we're still on Prismatic Hunter here. Actually, we can keep this up. Okay, Prismatic Hunter, either Arc or Stasis Super. Okay, let's try Arc. Because we're already on the Stasis Super. Yeah, let's go Arc. Strand Dodge. Oh, boy. Strand Dodge. Stasis plus Strand Dodge. I see. Okay, so we're getting real meta with it. All right, Grapple Nade, less meta. Smoke, yeah, of course. Oh boy. Oh man. Oh man. Bombardiers is required. Okay. Sorry, it's prismatic. No, it's okay. It's okay for things to be prismatic. Like we don't shame the prismatic. We find it annoying, but don't shame it for the prismatic. We did not see a required weapon for this, so we are probably going to run this. Meant PvP. Gotcha. Okay. Text limits and brain. Yeah, no worries. No worries, PvP.
Meant PvP, stupid text limits and brain.
Yeah, no worries. You are good. All right, so what would give me the best stinky meta build? No, this is good, though. This is actually good footage, though, because this is going to exactly be what I want to show off a little bit. What would be a good base for this to work off of? I want to run this with Thorn, because I'm running Solitude and stuff. I guess I'm not getting the... Maybe not. Maybe I'm not running this with Thorn. I was not given an exotic for this, other than Bombardiers. So let me grab a Bombardiers. Bombardiers could have been a cool addition to the selections to this as well. Bombardiers, Bombardiers. Here we go. Bombardiers. You want to run it with Suros. Suros could be fun. Yeah, I could run Suros. Suros is not the greatest, but it gives us that option. I also could try this with... You know what? Let's do this with Bad Juju. Let's see how Bad Juju feels. We ran in it yesterday, and it was performing adequately. Bad Juju. I'll run this with a shotgun while I'm at it, too, to give us some options in CQC. Shoddy, 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 shoddy. How about a good old-fashioned... You know, actually, we're going to be running an arc one, right? So... Arc shotgun. Here we go. Traveler's Chosen could work here for more dodge energy. Also not a bad idea. Okay, everything is set up. Solitude. Okay. Probably not going to need that. Yeah, this isn't really necessary here for the ignitions. What could we run this with instead? Got Purpose already up. Yeah, Blessing is a pretty good selection. Okay, let's try this. This should feel fine. Alright. See, am I missing any other chats? Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, obviously we had people who disagreed. Yeah? But I'm surprised that, generally speaking, because sometimes what can happen in comment section that I've seen is that people will, like, die on that hill. You know? People will die on the hill that Prismatic should not be nerfed. And I'm pleasantly surprised that a lot of people are at least willing to have the discussion. Even if they disagreed. But they weren't like, no, don't do this. I hate you. I hate your guts. You know what I mean? Oh, Reaper Siphon Kickstart. True. Have you tried a build battle? I'd like to, but nobody has engaged with me on it. It's very sad. It's very sad. I should have Reaper on this already, right? Yeah. Mark. Yeah, everything should be already set up. Cool. I would like to. I'm hoping to get some creators that people are a little bit more familiar with. I want to do... So, what I should clarify. What I want to do is I want to do a build swap. Where, let's say, I don't know, Astacross, right? Because he did build battles, right? Astacross and I play our builds, right? Like, I play Rat King, Bo, he plays his Titan, right? And then we swap builds and we fight each other again. Best 2 out of 3 wins. I would only have a mild dislike for you if you told me Still Hunt needed a buff instead of a nerf. Yeah, I don't think... I think everyone's pretty on board with the fact that Still Hunt's a little ridiculous right now. That's a separate discussion, right? We're focusing mostly on the Prismatic. Still Hunt's getting nerfed, yep. Gotta work early to watch your stream, and I think only the Titan version... should not be a nerf. I kind of agree. That was kind of the conclusion we came to as well. I'd say I'd fuck with him more if he ran hyper fast warlock. Because here's the thing I have to think about. If I am trying to win, I have to run things that I don't think he's going to run. Oh, I'm not running blink. This is such an L. Hold up. This is a massive L. Okay, there we go. Also, thank you for damaging me, bud. Oh! I tried. No blink you're throwing. I know, man. That's what I'm saying. What am I doing? Can I jump off? Thank you. I'm gonna leave that tag in case somebody pushes. Cool. I heard a guy over there, but I did not see a guy over there. I guess there was no guy over there. Oh! There's a guy! Get out of here. There we go. Oh, see you, nerd. I stole your face and I stuck it in my pocket. He's getting jiggy with it. Someone stop him. How in the hell did you live that? What? They nerfed that? Why did that deal only 70? Dro's using a DPS linear in Crucible, and it worked. That's the thing, it worked. Ah, fucking hell. Stupid ass things. I farted on him. He's dead. Damn. Please check Discord when you get a chance. Oh, shit. I'll grab it after this game. There's some shit going down in the Discord if Sweep is messaging me. I'm very dead. Okay. Alright, let me poke my head into the Discord. Let's see what's going on. Oh, it's Lucky Mac. Got it. Yep. Yeah. Cool. Get him in here. I thought, like, you know, we're experiencing like a raid or something. Man, you scared me. Sweep out here giving me blood pressure increases. Also, look. I'm just going to show this off. All of the classes here are prismatic. Every fucking one of them. You know it's serious when Sweep comes into chat, yeah. When the mod enters the chat and says you need to check your DMs, we have a problem. I'm very hurt. Please save me. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I need to dodge more. Why aren't I dodging more? I need to abuse the meta. He's got heavy. I'm dead. I'm alive. Yeet. Up. Turn balance. Oh, I'm dead. Yep. Okay, cool. I'm sorry, Blink in PvP? Absolutely. Blink is fun in PvP. Not so much in PvE. But PvP? Absolutely. You must be new here. I'm the Blink guy. That's what they say on my my welcome mat. Sudden Death is a fitting shotgun name, yes. I got caught illegally selling Rat Kings in Bosnia. Damn it. Bardley, we talked about this. so again, I need to dodge more. I'm gonna dodge on this ass. Get him. Get him. I'm dead. I'm so dead. Hardly pull yourself together, man. Fuck are you doing, dude? We talked about this. Damn it. Why me? Why did my team stop shooting at him? They were just shooting at him. Fuck. I should have gone to Portuguese dealers. You should have. We've got good deals with them. We've got them in our pocket already. That's a cool bike. Look at that. That's dope. Ah, damn it. Why is it's just super o'clock apparently? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I threw it like it was a normal grenade. Chat, we started off so strong. Cool bike. Rush me. No? Behold, my skill button. Oh, I damaged most of them and killed one of them. Fun build, though. Hey, Exotic Ingram. He's in the middle of the fight. Nice bike. It's a cool bike, though. I mean, it's worthy of being appreciated, you know? Alright. Cool build. Fun build. I think it actually worked kind of half decently well with Bad Juju, too. Let's move on to the Warlock. Alright, this is from Salim. Don't think I'm missing any other builds here, am I? Don't think so. Nope. Okay, we're good to go. We're good to go. Again, shout out to Raven for $150 dropped on this stream. Massively appreciated that. Alright, PvE, Void Block, Feed the Void Child. Okay. You mean... Instability Unsecured. Oh, this is not Transcendence. Feels bad. I was hoping to get some Transcendence footage. We'll go back in. We'll grab some Transcendence footage. Okay, Feed the Void Child. Obscurity Exchange Remnants. Obscurity Exchange Remnants. Okay. Obscurity I never use. Obscurity. Exchange. Exchange. Remnants. It's over here, right? No? Which one's Remnants? Remnants. Instability. Okay. Vex Caliber. Edge Transit and a good kinetic special. Okay. Vex Caliber, huh? This is my build, yes. Vex Caliber. Edge Transit. DPS Edge Transit, I presume. Let me grab it here. Edge Transit. Not a greatest Edge Transit, by the way, but it was pretty good. It's pretty good. Edge Transit and Karnstein Armlets. What a choice. So we're a survive everything build, I think. Should focus on orb generation and more survivability. Okay. I feel like we've reached sort of an upper limit. Also, I need a good kinetic special. Kinetic specifically, or can it be anything? Because Riptide's pretty good. But if not, I'll do that. Karnsteins. Tell you what. Let me go to this, because this will set my armor, and then I can just simply swap things over here. There we go. And then I'm doing this with Karnsteins, right. Karnsteins. Edge for DPS, second is just anything you feel, okay? Let me do kinetic loaders here. And then we're going to be doing not a whole lot of melee stuff. I guess probably more grenade stuff here. Probably firepower. What grenade are we running this with? I'd imagine we're probably doing it with, like, vortex grenade, right? Probably not running blink. First glide will work. Alright, cool. Okay, I think we are set up here. Let's throw it to the Nightfall. Orb generation and more survivability. I think we should be good. Nova Bomb preferably. Oh, right. Whoops. You don't want me to run Nova Warp, do ya? Struggles with range, so a sniper would do well too. We have Mountaintop, which is our range option. Oh, here we go. Been a while since I've done this mission. Oh no, it's a different mission I'm thinking of. Thinking of an old moon mission. Observe the double special indeed, as per Salim's request. Oh, well, they're dead. Ow. Ow, what? I'm not even standing on it. What? Yeah, we're not even on it. The hell? It's a good thing we have an overshield, dude. Jeez. I guess just being near it causes problems. I did it. Ow. Damage him? No. Okay. Dude bro's going in. You got that, bro? Got trolled. Yeah. Nerf Prismatic to like make D2 boring again. Man, I wish I had the mental RAM to combat that argument. Because if D2 was boring before Prismatic, then that's a problem with D2. That's not a problem with Prismatic. Should not be the solution to that. You're addressing the wrong source of the problem. I don't remember what my role is. Oh, it's envious. That's good. Nerf would be a strong word. Balance would be weaker. True. Oh, is this the thing I pick up? It is the thing I pick up. Oh, why am I damaging you? I was supposed to damage you. Well, shit. Aw, man, let me damage you. Next Patreon training tomorrow. No, next Patreon training you will see is you'll get an update on Patreon. You'll see something that's it's a good change, a very positive change. I was afraid it was going to damage me again. We worked I don't think I have an option for you. Missed. There you go. Lisa, you need that stat screen on a hotkey. You're right. Hold on. Stats jump scare. I guess I'm going in. What am I going into? I don't know. Oh, it's this room. Always gets me with those jump scares. Are they all the Patreon supportive community now? Yep, you are being perceptive. Good. I'll discuss more about that in a video that is set to auto-release on tomorrow. Excalibur with the Echo of Invincibility is pretty cool. Pretty neat. I don't have an option for you. Could just Nova Bomb you. I think I am gonna just Nova Bomb you. How did you get immune markers? Ding! Drifter! There we go. Stop dodging me, damn it. It's annoying. You're not allowed to have brain. Only I have brain. Only I alone brain. Devour, it just goes so hard. I could use some ammo. Shame I'm not watching all that. It's only like 10 minutes. More important than the shot? I see. Where'd you get those stats? That is Light GG. That's from Bungie's API. I should use one of these. Hey, ammo. Let's go. Finally. Bruh. Oh, hey, you're here. Ah, sad. Have you gotten a ding this stream yet? No, no ding, surprisingly, despite the lower price. Alright, where are you? Here, stand still for me. Perfect, very cool. Why am I getting immune markers on that stuff? Oh, that's why. We move on. Ding. The dings. This is gonna hurt. Ow. Okay, we're good. Bungie tends to push the newly released things and dials them back after the hype wanes. Yep. Honestly, a pretty solid argument for just like, they should be nerfed, you know? Because more like it's going to be nerfed. Little short, little short. Finally, some special. Holy crap. I should probably try stabbing more things. I think the problem is that Titan needs a buff to match the hunters and prismatic for prismatic. Prismatic Titan is niche. It's not as amazing. Yeah. Special ammo finisher to class 7 if you want. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, I should expect a little harder for special ammo stuff. Yep, game should be giving the pity ammo. Yep. Hello, friend. Welcome back. We missed you. I am not getting the healing I deserve. There we go. I do not have any precision options for the Tormentor, which does make it a little bit unfortunate. Can you pop his shoulders for me so I can deal normal damage? Well, normal-ish damage to him. I can't deal damage. I'm very sad. Well, I can, but it's pathetic. Look how much help I was. Dude, I'm the best. Orange juice. Can't keep my overshield up long enough to get the bonus damage. There we go. I'll be honest, I don't know what we're doing here. Jimmy. This build's gonna be a nightmare, or this room's gonna be a nightmare in jam. Yeah, it's gonna be a little rough. We got 5 more ads in a row. Bruh. Yeah, Twitch is bullshit. They wanna run. Oh, hi. Hello. Can't kill you, damn it. Die. Ow. I can't. Normal ass DPS, go. Very pathetic DPS. I'm getting mostly immune markers. I was not prepared for this specific encounter. This build did not prepare me for such. Yeah, I'm getting nothing but markers. Alright, well. There we go. Soon I will be able to throw a Nova Bomb and I will feel happiness yet again. Close enough. I can't kill you. Damn it. At least you can poke. Yeah. I need more ammo, loaders and such. The call would have probably been better here too, rather than the other stuff. Oh, hi. You're a big guy. Cool. I'm gonna save my ammo so I can do my bait and switch stuff. I'm pretty sure this has bait and switch. Is the bait and switch or it's cascade? I'm pretty sure it's bait and switch. Let's check real quick. Yeah, it's bait and switch. Oh, are those pulsing? Oh, I dislike that. I dislike that greatly. I dislike that bigly. Alright, I have one shot to be able to get this done. While they're... Okay, that was over quick. Bruh! His ass. There you go. It's Riven's esophagus. It's the same model, at least. That doesn't make this any better. I still very much dislike it. Got the yank. Hello, friend. Hold on, wait. There you go. Nah, damn it. I'm blowing myself up more than anything else, chat. It's an Ahamkara graveyard. Right. Still, I dislike it. Dislike the wall sphincter. Alright, let's get this thing over with. Are you immune? Stop being immune, you bitch. Missed my shot again, damn it. Yeah, I think the call would have probably been the better choice here. Because we're struggling with ammo economy right now. Something that the rocket side items are much better at. Probably could have run some scavengers too. I keep missing those. I'm not bad, I swear. Ow. We're living now. Can't really like stab him either. Oh, I'm gonna stab him. I stabbed him. Be thankful. Oh, get away from me! Fucking. That one meme. Did a power slide to you. He wave dash towards me, bro. Hold. Catch. Fuck. Son of a bitch. Virtual insanity. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna die. I'm alive. I'm the greatest. Classic Nova Whip. It just didn't target him. Oh, this was a pretty clean shot. It's just like, nah. We're good. Alright, I do need Warlock PvE Prismatic footage, so I'm going to go do that real quick. Build's alright. I think the call would have been the better play. The call would have been the call, if I may. Long-ass gameplay. Jeez and fries. Yeah, 25-minute Nightfall, yeah. Missed me with that. Give me this. Why am I not locked for that? What am I missing here? Oh, it's probably my solar auto. One sec. I think it's on Hunter. Really wish they'd pull stuff from the other characters, assuming they aren't equipped. Annoying that that's still not a thing. There we go. Alright, and this is a Filament's Harmony roll. Alright, let's go quickly run into just a normal-ass Nightfall. No prismatic footage then. Oh, we're gonna get some footage. Didn't have the call when I made this build. I'm out. Good hunting, TDT. All right, see you, man. Most effective Nova Bomb. Yeah, right. So this is my Prismatic Warlock build. Right here. Secant Filaments with the Mantle of Battle Harmony. Not the most insane. Gives access to Devour as well as the Hylian. Bleak Watcher. I could go for... I also can swap this to Weaver's Call and run this with Needlestorm instead. It's meant to be a pseudo-support build here as well. Watching this while eating ramen. A good combo. A classic combo, even. Might I dare say. You could run Needles for the Unraveling debuff. True. I'm running it specifically for the Penumbral Blast so I can get the reload. So I could sit there and dump ammo out on Microcosm, freeze, and then dump ammo out on Microcosm. Aw, man. Battlegrounds. I don't want to do it. Battlegrounds. Fine. You know what? No, I don't want to do Battlegrounds. Because also this footage is going to overlap. I want something different. Something more standard, please, Bungie. It's fair. I was thinking for something more general play over a boss fight. I mean, the Shatter is still not bad, though, right? The idea here is that this is going to freeze targets anyway. I could run Ruin. In fact, I probably should run Ruin. Yeah, I should probably run Ruin over this. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. I like this better. Slight update, slight update. Because anyway, thought being that I'm going to be freezing targets with Bleak Watchers anyway. I might as well lead into it. How's the stream been? Pretty good, all things considered. Pretty good. Hopefully y'all are having a good time too. Yeah, I swear if it loaded me, the exact same thing. Okay, this is better. This is better. Ow. Stressing out hard this morning before reset to get flawless while solo queuing. But got it finally. Good. Glad you got the flawless, man. I can't heal those guys. Should be a thing we can do. Not that it like would do anything, but at least it could trigger that. Buffs. Instant reload on that too. Where did my grenade go? Oh, there it is. That was weird. Oh, I should have just let him res me. Man. I gotta go back and do this shit. Come on. Got this. Ow. Still got it. Oh, I'm going to overshoot it. No, I'm going to overshoot it. Damn it. That's what I get for schmoovin', man. The speed limit. I'm going to do it again, though. That was terrible. Hold on, take two. Don't overshoot it. Don't overshoot it. No, don't overshoot it. Damn it. Fuck. you have any tips on making good builds? Try to focus around exotic armors or exotic weapons. You know, it would have been faster if I would have just walked over here. Don't laugh at me. Shut up. Some out here coasting. Yeah. It's just so much fun, you know? You know what? You get microcosm. Oh, wow, you get microcosm. Holy shit, you get microcosm. The movement was good. So the traveler saw the movement and declared that it was very good. Here, friend, you look like you can use some help. Another station better for damage or healing. Healing. Healing is insanely good with it. But it's also... I'm dying. It's also got good ad clear if you got incan on it like I do. Microcosm worth it, absolutely. Microcosm's great. She asked if it was a macrocosm, and I said no, it was a microcosm. Damn. Can I? No, I can't. No, no more nerfs. Stop with the newfangled things. Guys, beware. Stats! Stat jump scare! No, they're too strong. It's too much. They're probably going to get nerfed down anyway. That's how things tend to go. But Prismatic is a little too strong right now. Needs to be toned down just a bit. Just a bit. Given a better niche would be the way I describe it. Currently, it's jack of all trades. It's too strong. That's just why things feel so overpowered. Like, why you feel so ineffectual, because Bungie's having to throw, you know, the hardest thing they got at you in order to keep it fair. I think you should stop scaring me like that. You're right, I'm sorry. Devour, please. Oh, why does it take so long for the Devour to happen? It takes a freaking year for the Devour to come up even after the thing's been thrown down, damn it. Die. Better warning system for the stat jump scare, you're right. Give me a short summary of the build. I just came back. I'm actually pretty sure I've had this build up somewhere on a Mobilytics page. If not, I will post it somewhere. Basically microcosm. Oh wait. Oh, I am able to heal these guys. No. I was targeting a teammate. I am sad. Macrocosm, Prismatic Warlock, focus on reload speeds, and AoE. Man, that Macrocosm melts though. Like comparatively, goodness gracious. Old Awe Strike. Yeah, it's pretty old. Just getting footage. Prismatic is overpowered, and my hot take is that they're also boring compared to the more focused base game classes. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Not completely. I don't think it's boring, just because it's so different, and I think that it does its difference interestingly enough. I think currently that difference is a little too strong, though. A little too strong. Can you die, please? Thank you. Goodness. Way too much time here. Throw that down. Comparatively, freaking Microcosm absolutely melts things. Like, I know we're in lower level activities or whatever, right? But compared to what the other weapons are capable of doing here, damn. First time seeing your stream, love your videos. I'm to City on Dark Matter. Thank you for watching videos. I think that's overkill. See, it's still valuable as an AoE tool. Penumbral Blast still works pretty well as an AoE tool. I haven't been able to complete Dual Destiny. Do you think it can get Microcosm done? If you haven't been able to complete Dual Destiny, you're going to struggle with Microcosm. It's not as hard, I would argue, but you do need quite a bit of teamwork. So yeah, you're probably going to have a little bit of a hard time. We have an LFG on our Discord that can probably help you out. Yeah, screw it. Outside our range. Cool. Microcosm Quest is not soloable and will need people. At least text chat for the later mission. No, Misum knows the mission for it, yeah. It's not too bad. You don't really need it, assuming you're relatively good about keeping track of like a timed debuff. You can do it with 2 people, but it is much harder than doing it with 3. Mics and good communication are far more applicable here. Alright, we pop this. We throw this down. We do this. Die. Alright, cool. Cool. Did you not? In my ass. Hold on, pop this off real quick. I did that wrong. I did that backwards. There we go. Big Scion. Ow. Are you immune again? You're already immune. All these Cabal looking really similar right now. Mighty murderable. I can see them making Song of Flame an actual grenade. It's a little much right now for an actual grenade. Heat seeking with lots of damage and Scorch. Must have had like this insane cooldown. Yeah. Hey, more energy. There we go. Okay. It's gonna come back here, right? So we throw that down there. Throw this up here. And DPS. Easy stuff. Easy stuff. Good. Hey, an origin story. Probably not very good, but we'll see what it drops. Yeah, Zen Moment High Ground. Not great. Whatever. Cool. And with that, chat, that will wrap us up for today. I have a video to work on. Y'all saw us Transcendence bar? Did it fill up like hella fast? Probably. Alright, everybody, I've got a video to work on today. What the TDT token do. The TDT token, you take a screenshot of it after you redeem it. It allows you to interact with our shop. Here, actually, let me show off the shop. The shop. See? No Prismatic Titan footage. Sad. Yeah, we don't actually end up talking about Prismatic Titan a lot in the video because we kind of just go like, hey, we already talked about this. Go watch the other video. You know? I was just going to suggest a build. Well, we stream on Twitch every single day at 10 a.m. So if you'd like to join us there, that is where you can suggest the build. We're going to be running one of the other builds here. I think it was Benji's build later. But anyway, appreciate y'all coming to hang out. Raven, thank you so much. I don't know if you're still here. Thank you so much for the 150 plus donated today. Massively appreciate that, y'all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bless your faces. Deuces.